Support for the show, FYF Sports, is brought to you by Manscaped, who's the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement for all of your below-the-waist grooming needs. Get 20% off and free shipping with coupon code FYFCREW at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code FYFCREW. Your balls will thank you.
Ain't talking about nothing, right? Watch this. We gon' bring that pressure.
Just a little FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? Woo, fuck your feelings, we all know who the real is. I be getting to it, ain't wasting no time. Walking straight in, we ain't waiting in line. Fuck your feelings, you don't care about mine. You a YouTube gangster, don't be yelling out slime. Or you talking LB, talking Ticket TV. Ain't nobody watching them, all the viewers be sleep. 5 years in, all your subs is your friends. Ticket TV, watch your cars again. Just a little FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? Woo, fuck your feelings, we all know who the really all know. Shop don't close, working 24, trying to make the channel grow. Look at them, pointing fingers, hating on the low. You can't compete with our podcast show. Couldn't make it in the league, so we got on TV. Crying by Lebron like a little baby. You must be crazy, trying to ever play me. Or you super tough until it's time to say cheese. Just a little FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? Woo, fuck your feelings, we all know who the real is.
FYF Sports, man. It's Lamont. We back. Man, we're going to be dropping a link early into this one, man. I see a lot of y'all in here, man, talking. Right? I'm going to give you my thoughts briefly on this. Right? And this is something that I predicted. And I talked about this months ago. I talked about this before the playoffs started. I talked about this after the first and second round. And now it's all coming to fruition. It's all coming to fruition. Salute Black Pride. Salute Shad, the guy, George Henderson. George Henderson been ready. George Henderson been saying for the last couple of days, man, he's been wanting to come up here. He's been saying he wants to cook these LeBron fanboys. That's what he claims. But see, George Henderson is one of the exact people that I'm talking about. This was an epic season for LeBron James, y'all. This was an epic season. He passed up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. You know, as much as people want to minimize that, as much as you guys want to try to minimize it with the excuses by trying to claim that it's easier to score and you try to minimize it, being the all-time leading scorer in NBA history is one of the greatest feats in professional sports. It was one of the single greatest feats in professional sports when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar held the record. And LeBron James at 38 years old, when he breaks that record, now a lot of people are trying to come around and trying to minimize it. So when we talk about this year, when I said in the title that this is historically great season for LeBron James, that's one of the reasons why. That was a historically great achievement. There's a ton of people who are going to remember where they were the moment he hit that bucket. It's going to be one of the most memorable moments in sports history. Secondly, we got to talk about what he was able to accomplish, not just individually. I mean, as a 38-year-old, was leading the league in scoring this year for a short period of time. As a 38-year-old, he is still, I mean, you might not say he's a top 10 player in the NBA, but he's still in the top 5% of the league. I mean, there's a lot of people clamoring for this guy to retire. Oh, it's over. When did guys who are playing, who was the last player who was a top 5 player in the NBA and we were clamoring for, or top 5% player in the NBA and we were clamoring for this guy to retire? And we're going to get to the retirement controversy here in a minute. But the Lakers, who started the season off at 2-10, the Lakers had a 0.05% chance of making the playoffs when they started the season 2-10. Their odds of not their odds of winning the playoff round, not their odds of getting to the Western Conference Finals, their odds of even making the playoffs, and this is even with the play-in format, their odds of making the playoffs was 0.05%. One of the few teams in NBA history who've been able to turn it around and then not just get in as a 7 seed, but then have a ton of success. They beat the Memphis Grizzlies. And then once they beat the Memphis Grizzlies, who were the number 2 seed, now you have a lot of people crying, saying, oh, Ja Morant wasn't in his right mind space. Oh, that defensive player of the year over there, oh, he's just really not that good. They just choked it away. It wasn't that the Lakers and LeBron James went in there and took it away from him. It was that Memphis Grizzlies choked it away. And so as the Lakers moved on and went up against the defending champions, the defending champion Golden State Warriors, fully healthy, all their stars there. Draymond, Clay, Steph, Wiggins was there. Looney was playing. Their bench, Jordan Poole. This is the defending champions. Not much changed. Their core, the defending champions, their core group was there. The Lakers beat them, which ended up making this season even more impressive. And so then the Lakers, as a 7 seed, with a roster that's much improved chemistry-wise, but still not the most talent-laden roster, and they still were dealing with a ton of chemistry issues. Remember what I said in both the Memphis Grizzlies series and the Golden State Warriors series? I said, this Laker team can be better. They haven't even played their best basketball yet. I saw a ton of mistakes, but they were still able to overcome the mistakes and get to the Western Conference Finals. This is somewhere where a lot of people who are going to come up on the panel, like the George Hendersons, a lot of people that are going to come up on the panel and claim that the Lakers choked in the Western Conference Finals. None of these people predicted the Lakers to be where they landed as a top 4 team in the NBA. When you get to the Western Conference Finals, you're a top 4 team in the NBA. Who predicted that? And I said this a long time ago. I said if their season ends here in the Western Conference Finals, that's a success. Now, it's going to be hard to try to tell that to the players in the organization who, especially LeBron James towards the end of his career, who's seeking championships. But when you look at as an organization, this was a successful season with how they started, with what they had to overcome, dealing with the integration of a new coach, dealing with a roster turnover with some of their bench guys, having to get rid of Russell Westbrook because if it wasn't working. And then you bring in other bench guys and you have to hope that the Lakers can get it all together at the last minute. And they were able to salvage their season, not just salvage it and get to the playoffs. They were able to salvage their season to the degree of getting to the Western Conference Finals. This is where many of you, even fans, but mostly the haters, the haters were just kind of being groupies, just like we saw in 2020. People like George Henderson was cheering for the Memphis Grizzlies to beat the Lakers, hoping and praying that they could beat the Lakers. And then when they beat them, he's turned into a Golden State Warrior fan, cheering for the Golden State Warriors to do everything possible to beat the Lakers, everything possible. And it didn't happen. And then when it got to the Denver series and they finally in game 1 was all the proof in the pudding that they need. They said, thank God. All the Laker haters were like, thank God. We finally found a team that's just better. And now we can get behind a team that not only is better than the Lakers, but they have the best player on the floor. It's rare that you run into a team in the playoffs when you have LeBron James on one side and Anthony Davis, but the other team is not only the better team, but they also have the best player. And you could possibly argue Denver might have had the 2 best players in this series because Jamal Murray looked far better than you have to admit in that series than LeBron and AD, both. But at the end of the day, you guys, I mean, obviously we know players going to hold themselves to a higher standard. The Lakers probably wanted to see themselves in the NBA Finals. It just wasn't their time. Jokic, it's just Jokic's time. Like a lot of LeBron James haters in here, these were also the same people that called Jokic a choker, a fake MVP, all this. It's all the noise and all the chatter that have been getting said about him that he didn't deserve his 2 back-to-back MVPs. These are the types of things that motivate players like Jokic and Murray. And you have to give them a round of applause for taking a beating in 2020, coming back in 2023. Michael Porter Jr., you have to tip your hat to him because we thought he would struggle on the defensive end. He was much improved defensively. They had a ton of bench guys like KCP and Bruce Brown who were able to step up on that bench, man, and just be great. Make big shots in big moments. They weathered the storm on every run the Lakers tried to make. They not only weathered the storm, they came back and became the storm themselves. Vital role players like Jeff Green were able to come off the bench and make big-time threes late game. And then when you talk about the shots that Murray and Jokic were making, I mean, Anthony Davis was playing some great defense. Jokic was just greater. Jokic was making greater shots. And sometimes when it's just your time to go and have to gracefully bow out the playoffs, it's just your time to go. Health is wealth. No, Darvin Ham did not get outcoached. And even if you want to claim that Darvin Ham got outcoached, you're dealing with a first-year coach versus a veteran coach who's already previously coached in multiple NBA playoff games. So, of course, a veteran NBA coach with multiple years of experience at the helm is low-hanging fruit to say, oh, he outcoached Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham has never been in this moment. Darvin Ham is the second coach in Laker history in their first season to get the team to the Western Conference Finals. This is not an easy accomplishment, what he's doing. It's not easy. And so what I want to talk about is I want to talk about the LeBron James haters. And this is when I drop the link, is for the haters specifically. Y'all cry about how the media just talks about LeBron. Narratives about LeBron. Narratives about this Laker team and how you can make LeBron win, right? But now that LeBron James has been exited out of the playoffs, why are the Laker haters still running their mouths about LeBron? I'm going around and I'm finding videos. This LeBron retirement talk. Oh, LeBron's trying to fake retirement so the team can go improve. Or LeBron is this, and LeBron's trying to control the narrative in the media, and LeBron's trying to take the shine away from the Denver Nuggets. No. From my vantage point, LeBron didn't walk into a press conference and say, "Hey guys, I'm mulling retirement," before anybody asked a question. What LeBron James did, because we've seen a ton of players after a loss not even engage or talk with the media. He sat in front of media, sounded like they took accountability for the season for the most part. And when they asked him about retirement, he says, he didn't even say I was retiring. He says, I have to think about it. But isn't that what 38-year-old NBA players do? They start to mull retirement. They start to think about life after basketball. They start thinking about when is the right time to walk away from the game. Do you guys know how hard it probably was for Carmelo Anthony to retire, knowing that he still is probably better than 50% of the players in the NBA? So LeBron James answers the question in the most professional way possible by just saying, I have to consider it. I have to think about it. He has kids. He has a family. It's probably places around the world he's wishing he could go travel and just go relax. He probably doesn't want to spend another summer not just rehabbing, but regenerating and retooling his body for another grueling 82-game season, while also having to figure out, okay, how do I keep my ankles healthy at 38 years old? Then you have to think about the mental grind. There is a mental grind. You guys talk about the mental grind with Michael Jordan, all of the things that he had to go with. The mental grind was so tough for a guy like Michael Jordan that the man had to step away from the game for a year and a half. So we know that there's a mental grind there. JJ Redick talked about it. Those off seasons are grueling because most of the time they can't just sit around and not do nothing. They have to spend time, especially when you go over the age of 30. You don't heal the same. So your rehab, your diet, everything has to be a little different. So my main question is to the LeBron James haters, why are y'all still crying about LeBron James? He hasn't made any social media posts to give you any additional ammo to talk about. He hasn't said anything. But you guys are still making up fake topics, fake news, fake narratives just to bash him even more, all because he's simply mulling the idea of retirement at the age of 38. This is not somebody who's 31, 29 years old mulling retirement. He's 38. And I think that's the sad part about it, man. And I think these are the types of things that really start to it really starts to expose that a lot of you guys just have a ton of hate in your heart. It's not even, y'all not even saying things that are really based out of common sense. The common sense aspect is if a reporter asks a 38-year-old player, are you going to retire? Well, of course he's going to be considering it. So because if LeBron James said, no, I'm not thinking about retirement, then you guys would have said he was lying. I don't like there's no right or wrong way for him to answer a question without the LeBron James hater fan base. See, really the only people right now that should be having these long, deep conversations about LeBron James are the Laker fan base. They're the ones that got to deal with the loss. They got to figure out how they're going to retool the roster. They got to figure out what do we do to get back to this position next year. Do we keep Rui Hachimura? Do we trade D'Lo? They're the ones with all of the questions. KO for life. See, KO, if these are lame excuses, KO for life, when I drop the link, make sure you come up here and you address my lame excuses. Don't just sit there and be a chat warrior. These aren't excuses. See, I haven't given one excuse. See, the thing is, I didn't give the Lakers any excuses for losing. And the reason why I didn't give the Lakers any excuses for losing is because I wanted to spend more time giving praise to the Denver Nuggets who took the series. There's no excuses. They were a 1 seed going up against a 7 seed. They came in and handled their business. They came in and they didn't have no letdowns. Their bench players came in playing spot on. We doubted their defense. Now, KO for life. Stop it. Stop it. You keep saying you can make all the comments in the chat you want. When I drop the link, I hope you click the link. That's not being mad. I'm saying I want you to be able to express yourself because your comments are not very clear. I mean, I'm sure you've been here before. You know this is a channel about being vocal. If you got something to say, come up and say it. Don't run and hide in the comment. I mean, you can be a chat warrior. I don't care if you want to stay in the chat, just hide. That's fine. Some of you guys like to do that. But at least we know that people like George Henderson, as crazy as when he comes up, he's probably not going to be very understandable, probably not going to be very relatable. It's not going to be articulable, but at least he's going to come up and try to explain himself. And it's just going to sound like a bunch of hate, but at least he comes up and tries. Alexander Fitzgerald, I know he's not going to come up on the panel. Katrina Chavez says 4 winnable games, and he couldn't take. There weren't winnable games. First, see, this is the thing y'all talk. See, this would be an upset or what you could potentially label as a choke job if the Lakers were the 1 seed and the Denver Nuggets were the 7 seed. That is a potential choke job because 1 seeds are supposed to beat 7 seeds. The NBA 7-game series format is designed for the best team to win, not best player, not best duo, best team. The Denver Nuggets have been first in the West practically all year. Jokic has looked like an MVP caliber player all year. Jamal Murray has found a way to stay healthy and play at a high level all year. That bench unit has went unnoticed, and they've been playing great all year. They were just a better team. They did everything better. Game 1 was probably the best game that the Lakers could play. The Denver Nuggets withstood, just like when I said about Golden State. Golden State in that game 1 threw their biggest haymaker at the Lakers with Steph Curry going off. Guys, they made a whole bunch of threes, everybody going ballistic, and the Lakers took their best punch and still won that game 1. That's exactly what the Denver Nuggets did to the Lakers in game 1. They took the Lakers' best punch, shook it off, and said, all right, we about to get busy now. That's what the best team does. They did a good Aaron Gordon. When are y'all going to give Aaron Gordon credit? Give Aaron Gordon and that team credit. Give Jokic and those guys credit for not getting distracted by all of the media talking points, for all the people that were predicting them to lose. They stayed the course. They stuck to their game plan. They didn't make a whole bunch of irresponsible adjustments. And they won. They won that series in dominant fashion. They didn't allow the Lakers to get even one game to have any breathing room. They didn't want to give the Lakers any optimism that they could potentially win that series. That's what good teams do. They put their foot on your neck. So while you guys think, like I said, there's no excuses for the Lakers. I think the Lakers played the best they could as a 7 seed. But 7 seeds get beat by 1 seeds. That's just how it's supposed to be. Denver's better. Give Denver credit. But the haters just want to stay. The haters just look for anything to say that a player choked, whether it makes sense or not. And so in this context right here, LeBron James, that game 4 elimination, what more could he have done? AD in that game 1, what more could AD have done? He had 40. LeBron in the elimination game 4, he had 40. What more do these guys need to do? Do both LeBron and AD both need to drop 40 in the same game just to beat the Denver Nuggets? Oh, my bad, y'all. Oh, my bad, Katrina Chavez. LeBron should have scored 60 points, not 40. If he would have scored 60 points, 15 rebounds, 19 assists with 0 turnovers, and went 10 of 10 from the free throw line, then they would have won, right? Anthony Davis should have grabbed 39 rebounds, 29 points. Like, that's what they should have did. So we just basically, if they should have done more, we should just triple their stat lines and say that's what they should have did to win. When LeBron kicks the ball to an open player like Vanderbilt in the corner, because they have to have Vanderbilt on the floor for defense, but Vanderbilt completely airballs the 3, shooting it on the other side of the rim, side of the backboard. How does he control that? Ibram says, FYF, what are your thoughts on Kwame criticizing Brown for not getting a shot off on the last possession? Oh, well, I mean, I would just simply, if Kwame were here on this panel, I would have simply said, if we give you the ball at the top of the key versus that Denver Nugget team, how would you attack? And how would you drive so that you would at least get a shot off with your particular skill set? But we all know that there's no coach in NBA history that would give Kwame Brown the ball in the waning seconds of any NBA game, not even an NBA practice. See, people complain about LeBron not getting a shot off, but if he kicks it to an open guy and that open guy misses the shot, the people are going to complain that LeBron James don't have the clutch gene. He don't have it. See, this is the types of things that happen when you drive on 2 players and you think you can get a shot off. Generally, when you drive on 2 players and y'all want these guys to beat Kobe or Jordan in the last few seconds of a game, generally good defenses are going to win out. You don't really win out taking a bad shot over 2 people. And then if LeBron kicks it to a guy and the guy knocks down a 3 and they win the game, then you're going to be like, oh, Austin Reeves saved LeBron's legacy. So which is it, man? LeBron would have, like, I don't know. No, but Dante Williams, I didn't even hear what Kwame Brown said. I don't watch that channel. Dante, I watch basketball channels. Kwame Brown's channel is no longer about sports. He's a basketball player that never talks about sports. He's more on the drama sector. He's beefing with women and men across YouTube, and I have no idea what they're talking about half the time. That's not my cup of tea. It's I'll let Gilbert Arenas handle that. That's Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas been done enough of ethering them over there. That's just not my lane. I don't get into that. I can listen to Ticket. I can even sometimes try to listen to Carcino because at least it's kind of a sports talk. Kinda, even though it's mostly nonsense, it's still sports. But Kwame is not sports. Half the time I go over there, they complaining about Mr. Skinny and they crying about Uncle Suge. And I'm not doing that. Carcino's another. See, Carcino's another guy. Right now, people are just taking a pot shots at LeBron. Oh, you got swept. I even saw a post saying Michael Jordan's never been swept in a 7-game series. Oh, he hasn't, but he has been swept though. He has been swept. See, Michael Jordan's never, he's never had the ability to galvanize a group of misfits and get them to band up and get farther than they normally would have been predicted. LeBron James has been an expert in that throughout his whole career. Teams that have been misfits don't really look like they have a ton of chemistry. His strength has been getting those guys to band together and play much better than we predict. Do they always win? No. But he's been criticized, and I think unfairly criticized in his career, because he's been able to take less than teams, get them farther than any other player in NBA history could get them. And when they do fall to really good teams, then he gets called a choker because they fail. Just like in that first NBA Finals up against San Antonio Spurs. See, yes, he got beat. But see, people don't talk about the fact that not only was this a band of misfits, but he didn't have his second best player, who really shouldn't even be a number 2 in the NBA, in Larry Hughes. Right? There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. KO for Life says MJ raised Scotty. That's not true. I want to ask y'all this. Why did MJ choose to raise Scottie Pippen? MJ was in Chicago some years before they got Scottie Pippen. When they were getting their brains beat in by everybody else, how come he didn't choose to raise up another player? How come he didn't choose to uplift another player that was there? Why when they drafted Scottie Pippen, they said, okay, this is the right person I'm going to raise up to be a top 10 player in the NBA while I'm playing. He didn't choose anybody else. The man had an old George Gervin. How come he didn't raise up the old George Gervin and get a little bit of juice out of George Gervin his last few years? How come he didn't raise him up? How come he didn't raise up Charles Oakley, a guy that y'all say was rough and tough in the 90s and was this big, stellar threat? How come he didn't raise up Oakley? So y'all just saying he raised up Scottie Pippen. How did he just choose out of all the players that were coming through the Bulls organization? He just chose no, Pippen did that himself. Jordan was what he was up until he got Scottie Pippen. Jordan was a great player that did not have any idea how to make the players around him better. He had a losing record, not only in the playoffs, but he had a losing record in the NBA until Phil Jackson came around and until Pippen came around. And then they were also able to draft Horace Grant. Now, once you gave Michael Jordan great players, he was great. But it was never Jordan's MO to make others around him better. We saw that. We saw that with the Washington Wizards. He didn't make them better. A lot of the Wizards players are walking away talking about that was one of the worst experiences of my life. I mean, Jordan might single-handedly be responsible for completely corrupting Kwame Brown's mentality. Kwame Brown is the way he is right now because of Michael Jordan. Completely just deranged and not a ton of common sense takes. Turned him completely into victim mode. Jerry Stackhouse said, I wish I would have never played with that man, Michael Jordan. Jordan was great. It just wasn't his MO to lift up and bring up other players. Either you had it or you didn't. It's nothing wrong with that. Does that make Jordan not the GOAT? No. Does that make Jordan not great? No. It's just something he wasn't good at, and it's okay. What's wrong? What's wrong with saying that? Like, why y'all just got to try to give Michael Jordan every single attribute in the world, and then you got to try to lie about it? Jordan did not make no Scottie Pippen. Y'all just try to lie about it. He did not make Scottie Pippen. And then when we talk about the greatness of Scottie Pippen, when I tell you guys that Scottie Pippen, for multiple years, playing alongside Michael Jordan, was also a top 10 MVP candidate. Pippen wasn't that good. No, he wasn't that good. Pippen wasn't a tough. See, when I tell y'all how good Pippen actually was, no, Pippen wasn't a superstar. MJ was doing it without a super team he wasn't, right? So y'all get mad when I tell y'all Scottie Pippen in 1991 was top 10 in MVP voting. And then he did it again in 94, 95, 96, and 97. And 98, playing with Jordan. That was all Jordan, right? Y'all try to give him stuff that he just really don't even need credit for. See, Jordan can kick the ball to Paxson or Steve Kerr in the clutch. And people don't run around saying Steve Kerr saved Jordan's legacy. People don't run around saying John Paxson saved Jordan's legacy. Oh, he can do all that stuff. So all the stuff y'all criticize LeBron for doing. Right? When Jordan was playing in game 6, when he was playing bad versus the Blazers, and he had to get benched, and Scottie Pippen led the bench unit on the comeback. Now Jordan didn't have to deal with fans being delusional, running around saying, "Oh, Scottie Pippen just saved Michael Jordan's legacy." He didn't have to say that. Look at KO for like Pippen quit on this team in '94. Okay. What he had was Pippen had one moment. That's it. The sad part about it is that's the only moment you remember. And the only reason why you talk about that one moment so much is because it was so highly emphasized in The Last Dance. See, you don't want to talk about the fact that the players in 1994, when they voted, not the media, not fans, when the players voted, and they said in 1990, who's the best player in the league? The players said Scottie Pippen was the best player in the league, not Hakeem, not David Robinson, not nobody else. See, but y'all get mad when I tell you about how great Scottie Pippen was. Look at Katrina Chavez says Bird wasn't joking while Pip was being slapped around by. You know what? Hold on. First of all, Katrina Chavez, I'm going to tell you what Larry Bird said about Scottie Pippen. Since you want to quote Larry Bird, take this quote with you. Larry Bird said Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan were the number 1 and the number 2 players in the NBA. He says at worst, Scottie Pippen was the 5th best player in the NBA. So whatever the slapping around and all this stuff that nobody can prove, there's no video evidence. It's just a whole bunch of stories that y'all hear that's never been backed by any real facts. The one fact is that Larry Bird, a guy that played against, coached against Jordan and Pippen, and he played with them on the Dream Team. He said those were the number 1 and 2 players in the league. So if we want to take Larry Bird's words as fact, then Jordan had the 2nd best player in the NBA on his team for 6 championship runs. So go quote somebody else, because using Larry Bird really don't do you no justice in trying to slander Pippen, because Larry Bird's the one that put Pippen as the 2nd best player in the 90s. So if you want to quote Bird, go find somebody else, because using Bird don't help your case. Y'all be trying to quote these people, quote everything that they say then about Pippen getting slapped around in the locker room. Y'all don't even know if this is great. Y'all don't even know if this is true. Because when I looked at video, y'all talk about Oakley being this menace on the court. Well, when I was watching the series, Knicks versus the Miami Heat, I literally watched Alonzo Mourning slap and push and punch around Oakley, and Oakley didn't throw one punch back. So all this rough and tough Charles Oakley talk, I didn't see it. I want you to explain that to me, and please don't make me have to pull up the video. So all this rough and tough Oakley slapping Pippen around, well, he for sure didn't try to slap no Alonzo Mourning around. But he was just playing the good guy. When I saw that, all these rough and tough players, but when the moments I saw, they didn't look so rough and tough. Hey, VVS, if she pulls up on the panel, or they pull up on the panel and they want me to pull it, I can eat them with the video. But see, they all know that this video exists. All these rough and like I said, while Jordan was over there grooming and raising up Scottie Pippen. Like I said, how come he didn't groom and raise up Charles Oakley? Charles Oakley, how come he couldn't groom up Charles Oakley to be what Horace Grant was? He couldn't even groom up Charles Oakley to be Horace Grant. Salute to Uncle Suge. I saw him in the chat too, man. Salute Uncle Suge. You gotta pull up Uncle Suge, man. We gotta talk about it. You got Kwame Brown trying to talk about a LeBron James. You got the tale of two number one picks out of high school who went two completely different directions. And the guy that completely flip-flopped and failed in his career is trying to slander a LeBron James. You're talking about two completely ends of the spectrum. You got LeBron, who came out of high school with a ton of pressure on him. I'm talking about a ton of pressure to the level of a Michael Jordan coming out of high school. And he lived up to the hype. He didn't be a victim. He didn't claim this, trade that, all this stuff going on, right? LeBron's name was thrown in the trade talks. Let's not forget that there was a trade offer with LeBron James to the Lakers for Kobe Bryant. He didn't let that make him shut down and just completely stop playing. I'm sure there were vets that tried to, screw him around and X, Y, and Z, and he had to go through a whole bunch of things off the court that he probably didn't want to go through. I know Caleb Marte. If I'm casual, then I want you to when I drop the link, I want you to pull up and I want you to speak in a manner that's not casual. See, it's just funny. Let me just go ahead and drop the link before some of you guys act like y'all not here. Because what y'all gonna do is y'all gonna act like y'all don't see the link and you're not gonna click it. So we're gonna see who's willing to pull up. Let's get the haters in here first. And this is coming from somebody, I'm not even a LeBron fan. I just see the goofiness that y'all be doing. Y'all just do a lot of goofy stuff. I don't know what's going on in y'all lives where y'all just feel like I want to wake up today and just be mad at LeBron for what? I don't know. Y'all try to blame half y'all hate on, it's not LeBron, it's the LeBron James fans. What? How many times y'all hear that? How many times have y'all heard haters say, it ain't LeBron, it's the fans I don't like? What? What does that mean? James Press says, I know if the title is goofy, James Press, then when I drop the link, just click and tell me how it's goofy. I'm just asking a question. I'm posing a question. If you can either be on one side of the question or the other. If you feel like this season LeBron didn't do enough to add to his legacy to pass Jordan, then explain that. If you feel like he did, explain that. I don't care. I think the goofiness is for y'all to just think that it's not a conversation. Salute to One Cool P. Appreciate you pulling up. One of the top moderators of the platform, man. Appreciate you being here. Let's get this link in the chat. Link is in the chat, man. See what y'all got to say, man. Mr. Beam King, he said it's not horrible to be number. It's not, but I'm not saying it's good or bad. If you still think LeBron is number two, that's fine. I think I have LeBron at number two. I have LeBron at number two behind MJ. I honestly don't care. I'm asking a question. But the question is primarily directed to all the haters that swear up and down they want to see LeBron James go away. They tired of the media not talking about him. But when LeBron James gets bounced out of the playoffs, all the haters, all they seem to do is talk about LeBron more. Make up, like they say LeBron controls the narrative. The haters are making up new narratives. Making up stuff as we go. All right, I'm gonna start letting y'all in here. Hold on. Let me get this. He says, Backdoor says they real Bron sexuals as you peep game. What y'all say, see, basically the term Bron sexuals is now don't have any real meaning because y'all say anything. Somebody says, hey, damn, that was a good dunk by LeBron. Stop being a LeBron sexual. Damn, that was a good play by LeBron. Stop being a LeBron sexual. Man, I didn't think LeBron could get the Lakers past the Golden State Warriors. LeBron hater says, hey, stop being a LeBron sexual. Well, what you mean? People can't even say nothing about LeBron with y'all just saying anything. Y'all just say anything's LeBron sexual. Anything. See, I think the true LeBron sexuals are the haters that can't stop talking about the man, even though he's not in the playoffs no more. Carcino is a LeBron sexual. Go cry to him. He's the one making a ton of LeBron videos, and LeBron ain't even in it playing in the playoffs no more. Go talk to Too Raw for TV. He's the LeBron sexual. He's done made 5 or 6 short videos on LeBron James ever since he got bounced out of the playoffs. The most I've ever seen him make in a 48-hour period. Right? But I say, LeBron, dang, LeBron, I like them LeBron shoes. I'm a LeBron sexual. And the crazy thing is, y'all will actually go over to Carcino and to Raw's channel and watch all them videos from start to finish and comment and like. But I'm the LeBron sexual. See, LeBron sexuals are people that Google and search anything negative on LeBron, follow it and watch it, comment and like it just because it's against LeBron, whether it makes sense or not. That's what a LeBron sexual is. That's why I say y'all have an affinity for LeBron. If I wanted to, and this is something that I do anyway. I don't have to talk about LeBron. Half the time I talk about LeBron is really just to agitate LeBron haters. This title was purposely contrived to agitate LeBron haters. Anybody that's been on this channel understands that's what I do. Oh, man, what's good?
Nikola Jokic best
Hey, salute,
player in
fellas.
NBA history.
What's up, bro?
He said Nikola Jokic is what?
Can you hear me,
Best
Lamont? Can you hear me?
offensive player
Y'all
in
can hear
NBA
me?
history.
All right. Well, I mean, if you think that, I ain't got no problem with that. LeBron fans,
Lamont,
like
y'all
to call
can hear
him-
me?
Yeah. Who is that talking? I can't tell.
D
who's
Reed,
talking.
D Reed.
Oh yeah, go ahead, D Reed. What's good?
What's going on with
Oh, y'all salute to y'all, man.
What up?
As far as the debate, man, as long as you got Brian top 5 all time, I really don't care if you got him to GOAT or not. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the man that played 20 years and gave everything he had to the game, still going. You know what I'm saying? I feel like LeBron haters been waiting for this moment to knock him out of the top 10 players in the league today type shit. Like that's what I feel all these haters was waiting on. But as a LeBron
let me
fan,
ask you, D Reed. I'm going to ask you this: do you believe that this season added to his legacy or took away from it?
me personally, I feel like his legacy already cemented.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, you know what I'm saying, him losing, him winning, not going to change much for me. I done seen what I needed to see. I've been watching him for 20 years. So for me, it really didn't change nothing if he lost or won.
All right. Hey, let me get to Kane Marco. Kane Marco, man, what's your thoughts on this, man?
I mean, I feel like, I agree with you, boy. He just said, it ain't really adding or taking away. The only thing to me that can add the LeBron legacy is if he wins some more championships. Other than that, if he lose, it don't go against him. I think winning the championship will
That's
put him
backwards.
on.
So,
Say again?
so are you saying that becoming the all-time leading scorer in NBA history didn't add to his legacy?
Thank you.
It did, but it didn't put him above Jordan.
No. I'm not comparing this to Jordan. I'm saying what I'm saying is, I said, did it add to his legacy? I didn't say did it
He
add to
did
his
jump
legacy
to that
enough to
real
where he
quick.
passes Jordan. I'm saying because I don't know, because some people in here might have Kareem as the GOAT. If Bees was in here, Bees gonna be like, "What you talking about, Jordan?" I got Kareem as to go. So again, I don't care who you have at number one. Most people obviously have it as Jordan. Some people have Kareem. Other people have LeBron. All I'm saying is, this year, even though they didn't win a championship, can you still walk away from this year? I think there's still historical things that LeBron James did this year historically that you can walk away from and say this won't ever be duplicated again, right? Probably for another 50 years we won't see anybody eclipse his points. So not in our lifetime, more than likely. So
that's facts.
So what I'm saying is, how is this not? He's had historically great achievements. You can name
How
two.
can you say that? You don't know the future, man. I mean, y'all crazy, bro.
I'm just guessing, George. So what I'm saying is, did it add to his legacy? Yes or no? Whatever we know of him, did it add to it?
Nah.
I mean, I guess if you already got him number 2 and you got MJ number 1, I mean, I guess it would make it very hard for somebody else to be number 2. But I mean, it's not going to move him up or down.
It's not about moving him up or down. I'm just talking, did it add to his legacy? When we turn back,
as far as his own legacy, yes.
It's like when we talk about Jordan's legacy, nobody talks about anything that Jordan did at 38 years old at the end of his career. Like, this is the end of LeBron's career. He's done some things that are historically great at the end of his career, like that add to his legacy. Of course, his legacy is set. There's nothing we can do to take away from it. Just like even as bad as Jordan was in Washington, it wasn't going to be anything that was going to take away from his legacy. It was already set. But there were things he could have did in Washington that would have added to his legacy. If he could have got that team to the playoffs, if they could have got to the Eastern Conference Finals, not even win it, that would have added to it. I believe.
Did you not see what that man had to work?
Y'all funny, man. Y'all real funny.
Why is that funny? What's so funny about that?
Because did the Washington Wizards or Bullets go out and try to help Jordan win another championship at that age?
Yeah, this Mr.
Thank you, George Henderson. Thank you.
Y'all funny, bro.
Let me answer that.
Y'all are real funny.
Let me answer
Y'all
that.
are crazy.
Bro,
Starting to deviate.
Hold on, bro. You do know that Mike was the one that picked that first pick. You know that, right?
That big who?
When they were in Washington, you know that Mike picked
he was the owner then, bro. What are you talking about? You talking about when Mike was playing.
No, you
y'all
said
are
that they
sick.
do anything to help him.
And Kwame was a failure. Next.
See, he ain't listening.
No, because y'all not listening.
No,
LeBron, what did you say?
Listening. All you do
You
is
said,
talk about 80.
You said when Mike was playing, right?
Hold on, George.
Hold on, Mike. No, y'all be
George. Let's get to the topic. If you're gonna talk.
With the Wizards or the Bullets, the Wizards, right?
What LeBron James did this season, did it add or take away from his legacy? Because you try to take this down.
And then you reversed it and said when Mike was playing I was in his last year.
Comparison, bro.
Right, the comparison. So when Michael Jordan was playing with the Wizards, when he was in his last years of him playing, did the Wizards go out and try to help him win another championship?
Okay, let me ask you a question, because
George, you need to work on your communication, man.
And this is the question that's being asked, bro. Lamont said, did those last years in Washington help or hurt Jordan's legacy?
Simple.
Answer that question, George.
Did the Wizards go out and try to help him win another championship?
Why are you answering the question with a question?
Hold on.
The last 2 years.
George, Jordan said himself, he felt that the team that they constructed could get to the playoffs. So if Jordan felt the team was good enough, why do you not feel the team was good enough?
Why do I? Because the team that he was on.
You don't feel they were good enough because they got blasted every game.
They probably did. They did get blasted every game.
Jordan said before they played any games, we can get to the playoffs. He felt like he had a good enough team to move forward with.
He felt confident, but he was wrong.
Okay, he had them on the playoff
question. Okay, so George, you said he ain't do nothing, right? He got whooped every game. So again,
he didn't get whooped every game.
Did those last 2 years in Washington help or hurt his legacy? That's all we ask.
Did it help or hurt his legacy? It probably hurt it.
How?
Why did it hurt it?
Because he probably didn't have no business playing.
So, but we know why he was playing. He was trying to.
George don't know why he was playing.
Okay, all right. Well,
what I just say? He probably had no business playing.
He was trying to bring popularity to the team.
Say the league wanted him back.
Right.
Man,
That's probably it.
MJ chose to play because he just wanted to play, bro. Like
there you go.
Hitched on to any team he wanted to. Like if he wanted to, like he could have hitched on to a contender. He chose to go to Washington to just keep playing basketball. He already had his legacy already with the Bulls.
But my thing is this.
He wasn't worried about his legacy going.
Let me ask George a question real quick. Hey George, what is Michael Jordan top 10 in?
Top 10 in?
Yeah.
I don't look. Let me tell you something.
Here
sir.
go the MJ disrespect.
Hold on. Let me tell you something.
How was that? I
do not stat watch players. I go by eye contact and what I see. You all believe. You all believe. Let me finish. Let me finish. I do not believe in that Moneyball stat watching stuff.
Okay, well, forget that.
I don't believe in that.
Forget that then. What
did Jordan
do better than LeBron? What did he do better than LeBron?
Everything.
He won.
We all say everything. Y'all got to break it down.
He got more assists, rebounds.
He won.
He got more assists, rebounds, and points than LeBron. That's what we talking about.
He got more points than LeBron. Not rebounds than
he didn't lose the finals. The hell are we talking
about? Hold on. Let me get back.
He plays every game.
George, you say stats don't matter. So
stats don't matter.
If stats don't matter, so are you saying Jordan, having the most scoring titles or having so many scoring titles that is not something we should consider when considering his greatness? Because
Mike is a better system player than
that is a title, right?
The scoring title is an accolade is based on his stats. You have to lead the league in scoring to get it. You don't get it just because you're a good scorer. You have to actually amass points. You have to lead the league in points per game to get a scoring title. So are you saying that if we're overblowing stats and stats don't matter,
you always overblowing stats?
No. What I'm saying is, so I'm going with your information. So if stats don't matter,
that
means when we're looking at Jordan's greatness, we shouldn't consider the scoring titles as a part of his greatness because it's a stat.
I go by what I see and what I witness. Okay. I witnessed Mike on the court and what Mike done on the court.
You didn't do good at test.
And Mike did not let me down when I seen Mike on the court in battle.
Gotta be fair, bro. Like
that is fair. That's fair. That is fair. And I witnessed what LeBron done on the court. If you go back and witness what I told Lamont, what I said about LeBron James, when I told him how I felt about LeBron James. And Lamont for Lamont to get on his show and say what he said about me.
Hey George,
I told him.
So George, can I ask you a question? Because you said the last 2 years might have hurt Jordan's legacy. So with the way LeBron played in year 38, he looked significantly better than Jordan in when he was 38, right?
How?
What you mean? How he averaged 30 for half the season before he got
average injured. What? By running out of gas, running out of gas, showing that he slowed down.
Him slowing down is still
in a tough defense.
Legs were losing too.
You tell me what?
LeBron got durability.
Check this out.
Right, hold on. Halftime,
the man.
George too long. I got to get to everybody else.
I know. At halftime, he was stripping. He was coming out of his clothes.
We talking about stuff that's way off topic. Let me get to Pootie. Pootie, your thoughts on this season with LeBron? LeBron.
My thoughts on this season is that Lakers, they did what they had to do, and like they got to the conference finals. Like most of us didn't even have them even get there. They got swept. I don't really hold it against them because number one seeds typically do that to seeds that are lower. As far as LeBron's legacy, it don't hurt or help his legacy.
So what I'm saying is the two biggest events of this year, passing Kareem.
The scoring title, that actually helped his legacy. Yeah,
but he lost the game.
So what I'm saying is that
the point is that he got the scoring title. That's the point,
and it happened this year. So I'm saying
yes, it did.
It one of the things that made this year historic.
And not only the scoring title, like he joined Tim Duncan and Kareem as like the oldest players in history to make an All-NBA team.
Oh, I mean, that too.
That's phenomenal. I'm giving him credit on that.
There goes some more BS. Y'all just make up stuff as it go.
Boy, hold up. George, I'm on your side. I'm just giving LeBron credit where credit is due.
No, he just upset
I'm on your side, bro.
He just upset that Michael Jordan wasn't
Can't
all
give the man no credit
when he
For
was on
what?
Washington.
This is about. I mean, honestly, y'all
George,
just
I'm on
bring
your
up
side. I'm
and
just
bring
giving
up and
LeBron his
bring
credit.
up.
That's all.
He wasn't even all Washington.
He didn't have to be.
Right. Washington was not Jordan's best. Even I could admit this, bro.
Kwame Brown is better
so
than
George,
Jordan.
what do you appreciate? What do you appreciate from LeBron this year?
What did I tell you? I told you in the beginning, first long time ago in shows, I did not have any respect for LeBron James after he self-proclaimed the GOAT. After
So you just
that,
delusional and biased then.
Hold on, that's not what I asked. Hold on, y'all. We got to put George on the big screen. I got to ask him, George. All I'm asking you is, you sit back and reflect on the entire year, LeBron James. Obviously, you got a ton of negatives that you've been spewing. What positives can you take away that you saw from LeBron this year?
What positives?
Yeah.
That what he did, what he did with his kid and his sons
on the court,
on a basketball court,
on the basketball court.
Yeah.
None.
Why? What do you mean none?
None.
So you're saying LeBron ain't do nothing good this year?
Every time,
and I've been criticizing LeBron.
Let me finish.
Hold on, y'all. Let George finish.
Every time I turn around, something going on. They use Westbrook as a scapegoat. They use AD as a scapegoat. They never put any pressure on LeBron. They never said anything bad about LeBron. Like he was like he never played. So what good can I come up with to say that he stood up or he stood behind his teammates? He did anything like that? I can't say anything good about him. They gave him everything he wanted that he asked for. He went to Pelinka. He went to
What did he ask for?
Oh, look at all the players on this team.
No, but what did he ask for?
What did he ask? What you mean? What you mean? I just told you what he asked for.
No, but I'm just saying because
What I'm just saying. What are you saying?
All I'm saying, Joe, I'm not trying to trap you, George. I just want to know because I don't remember the press conference where LeBron came out and said he needed anything. I actually recall him saying,
"Oh my God!"
I actually recall him saying, "We can win with Westbrook this year."
You wanted the man to come out to the press and do a whole press conference and say what he really wanted to say to the press,
but if he
and he didn't do it behind closed doors.
But George,
but you couldn't see that.
But George, if he didn't say it publicly, then how do you know what he said?
Because it happened.
Okay, so it's not that Rob Pelinka's a good GM. It's
Oh
because
hell
LeBron just
no,
demanded it.
no hell no, he's not. I know he's no.
Okay.
So George,
so
how did,
can I ask?
No.
Making it to the Western Conference Finals.
How did LeBron James navigate that tricky 3-team trade to get Russell Westbrook to Utah, to get D'Angelo Russell? How did he navigate that trade all the while practicing and playing games? How did he do that?
You never heard of us? I mean, they have an office. They can talk. They have cell phones. They can go out to dinner and eat. I mean, I don't know what. How do you think things happen?
So George, let me ask you this. So
I don't understand that.
You basically saying LeBron is the coach, the GM, and the player, right?
And he got a rebound.
So hold on.
He might be the GM.
So hold on. So
and the office work. Damn.
So the same way you talking about LeBron got Russ on the team and he made Russ the scapegoat. You're not gonna give Bron credit for making the team better since you calling him the GM.
Making them better.
You just said LeBron was in charge of trading half the team. So
you guys, hold on. You guys really think they were better because they beat the Grizzlies? They beat Golden State.
Hold up, George.
And they lost to the.
Yes.
George.
You really thought they were better?
No,
you have to be better to
George.
beat Golden State. You
George,
ain't no any team just.
George, you're tripping at this point.
Oh yeah, because you hold on. Wait a minute. You guys. Wait a minute. You guys are really sorry because you couldn't see through the Grizzlies. You couldn't see that Golden State was in shambles. But you think that they really beat somebody, but when they really played a good team, they got their ass whooped.
George, I have you on video picking the Grizzlies and the Warriors.
You don't have man.
You talking about, bro?
Oh
like,
my
you tripping,
God, bro.
You tripping.
You did.
You tripping.
Why you?
Hey, you sound like Skip Bayless right now.
Oh my God, bro! Come on, man.
You tripping.
Come on, man.
George, there's some things that you're saying that I do agree with, but
Come on,
certain
man.
things they say that I think is kind of cap. Come on, now.
Come on, bro.
Michael Jordan better than LeBron.
Why you chose
Come
the
on, bro.
Grizzlies
So
then?
you telling me that the Memphis Grizzlies, the Lakers couldn't beat them
Why you
when they
chose
half
the
their team
Grizzlies
is
though?
hurt, and come on, man.
What
Man,
made
cut
you
it
choose
out.
the Grizzlies though? Like, what made you choose
I
them?
just wanted any team to beat them for real.
Oh, that's
Because I
I
know
know,
The
right?
Grizzlies
Like,
are
we
inexperienced,
can't,
bro.
like, we can't
It is what
have
it is.
conversations with him, bro. He don't like Bron personally. He don't
Right,
even like him for
I
basketball. He don't
I
like
told
him
you that.
personally, so
I
we can't
told
even
you
talk
that
to him
in the
about it.
beginning.
he know
You ain't tell
Bron.
me nothing. You told Lamont that. I'm just now
Okay,
hearing it,
then,
but
bro. So why are you
everything
The
talking to
else,
me
Lakers just
then?
wanted to
George,
go for that
because
series,
you
bro.
in the
hold up,
stream yard and
George.
you talking dumb shit.
George,
I
What
ain't
you
talking.
talking
I'm
about?
talking facts.
let me ask George a question.
Can't
Hey,
nobody
George.
self-proclaim themselves the GOAT,
Hey,
bro. And you
Jordan
should be
did.
Yeah,
ashamed of that.
bro.
Jordan
That's
called
all we
I
himself the
say.
agree with
GOAT.
you on that
You
one.
can't nobody do that,
Hey,
bro.
Michael Jordan called
George,
himself the
Yeah,
GOAT.
but he
calm
didn't do
No,
that
he
those years.
didn't.
Nah, he
Where? Show
didn't.
me where he said
When did
that.
Michael Jordan ever call himself a GOAT?
That's a
Show
lie.
me
When he
that,
was talking to
bro.
Will Chamberlain.
What?
What?
When he was talking to Will Chamberlain, he didn't say
No,
he
he
was a GOAT.
didn't, bro.
Okay, but
Stop
George,
lying on the
You have any
man.
record of that,
hold
bro?
on, hold on, but George, all that has nothing. Like players say all types of stuff on and off the court.
Nobody never
What
said
we
that,
talk
bro.
about, hold on, but basically, so
Not in a team sport.
here's the thing with you, George. Everything, remember what you said. You have Jordan as the GOAT because of your eye test.
I told you I'm a
Hold on,
Kobe
George.
fan.
Hold on, George. This
What
is
I
what
tell
you
you?
said. Hold on, y'all. This is the hypocrisy in what he's saying. He said he has Jordan as the GOAT.
No, I
because of his-
didn't. I told you I'm a Kobe fan.
Hold on. You
Stop
said you
lying,
had,
bro.
hold on, man. Hold on, George. You said the eye test. Did he not say that? The eye test, not stats, told him that Jordan's better
Yeah,
than
he
LeBron.
said.
Now,
He
hold
said
on.
the
So
eye
with
test.
LeBron,
Yeah.
here's the
Eye
problem
test
with
nothing.
you. As opposed to using the eye test, you're all of a sudden trying to use your ear test. So just hearing the words that he's saying, as opposed to seeing what he's doing on the court, you just want to use your ears and be emotional based on a few words. And this is why he can't
I
be great.
told you I lost
So what are you
respect
using?
for
Are you using the ear
LeBron
test
when
or are you
he
using the eye
said that. What I just say?
So the ear test. So you
All
use
right,
the
I
ear
watched him when he said it on the show.
So
He was
George,
on the
how
shop
did
when he said it.
that has
What
nothing
are
to
you
do with
saying?
basketball. That's not
Hey,
on the basketball court.
hey, Mont,
how did you feel about Bron before he said
Mont,
that, George?
let me say this real quick. Let me say this
Hold
real
on,
quick,
hold on, hold
man.
on, hold on.
I don't
I'm
want
gonna
to get
tell
in
you.
my
I'm gonna
Jordan
tell
feelings.
better
you.
than Mike.
Wait a minute,
No,
bro.
George, hold up. I lost respect for Mike when people were shooting and killing each other over his shoes, but that
But
didn't
that
have
ain't his
anything
fault.
to
Oh
do
What does
with
that
my
got to do with
anything.
sports?
God! Look
What the
at this
hell does that got to
dude,
do with
bro.
But
sports,
you
bro?
can't put that
Look at
on him,
this
though.
dude,
He
bro.
could have made
What that got to do with
Look what
sports?
this dude,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Let me
but
tell
you
you
can't put
something.
that on him.
What that got to do with
Hold on,
sports?
That's
Jordan
what
can't
hold
control
George
on,
what
saying.
people do,
Nigga,
but
hold
you
on,
buck
can't
out.
put that
George
on him.
saying.
hold
That's
on.
what
That's
George
crazy, man.
saying.
I'm gonna
Come
tell
on
y'all
now, let's
something
be
right now.
real now.
See, I'm gonna give y'all all
We got
basketball
to be
analogies.
realistic about this thing now.
When
It's not Mike's fault
hold
either.
on, bro, slow down. When the Miami Heat was playing the San Antonio Spurs,
What
and they
year?
went and
Oh
they went
my
into
God.
and when they went in San Antonio, and the San Antonio Spurs turned the air conditioning off and had that man in there
Oh my
sweating, and when he
God.
started
For
catching them
real.
cramps.
But I ain't never
This
heard of
what
a
we
superstar
talking
catching
about.
cramps.
Wait a
This what we
minute.
doing.
Wait a minute.
Hold
This what we
on.
doing.
Hold on. Finish that point, George. What's your point of bringing that up? What's your
Hold
point of
on.
bringing that up?
And all of a sudden, that man started catching them cramps. That made me start thinking about number
Okay.
one.
So
Hey,
Number
didn't he win
one.
that
Hold on,
series
hold on. Let
though?
me
Didn't he win
finish.
that series?
Wait a
Hell
minute.
He
no.
won that series though.
No, wait a minute. Let me bring it home. Why would the NBA let them play that game that way?
Because
And
it happened in the third quarter. What you mean? It ain't happened at the beginning of the game. That
you
shit
were
happened in the
alive,
middle of the
fool.
game.
You were alive, fool. The
Wait a
air
minute. What
conditioning
year
was
that
turned
was?
off
And
What
hold
year
on,
that
before the
was?
George.
What
game
year that was?
started.
So
hold
You
on,
hold up,
don't
George.
The
know.
George.
court
You
wasn't
George.
safe
don't
to
know
play on.
basketball.
Hey, George.
So
What year that was?
Bron
You
was
What year
don't
cramping
that
in
know
the
was?
first
I'm
quarter.
trying to
basketball.
say
Bron
Hold
was
on, y'all.
cramping
Hold
in
on,
the
y'all.
first quarter.
Hold on,
The
y'all. We
whole
gotta hold on because I
game,
want to
that
get
the
to a
air
few
was
other
the air
people.
wasn't working before the game
George.
You
started.
so quick
George.
What's
defending
your
LeBron,
point,
bro.
bro?
George, can I ask you one question?
Well,
What's his point though? What's your
I don't
point,
know.
bro?
No, but
let me finish.
he's talking about LeBron coming out and losing. So how did you feel when in the series where Jordan
You,
was playing horrible against Orlando
you
in
didn't let me
95?
finish.
I know, but George, you're not going nowhere. I
I
can't let you
am going
finish.
somewhere.
You're
you don't
not
know.
going anywhere when you say this stuff. You
You
just
keep
say
cutting me
stuff.
off.
Lamont, I got one question though, Lamont. I got a question.
Hold on. Go
If
ahead.
we talking about LeBron, why everybody keep bringing up Jordan?
That's
what I'm saying.
That's what they do.
Why can't we just keep it on LeBron?
He don't know how.
I tried to get it off of it. I said I said it's not about Jordan. I tried to tell George. George wants to pit these two together.
No, I didn't. You
Hey
did.
George. Hey George. But see,
I can bring up. I'm trying to land, and you won't let me.
George, check
George,
this out.
you don't have a landing.
Yes, I do.
You ain't got no landing
You're gonna
gear.
keep going on, man.
You ain't got no landing gear. Hey George, check this out. I remember when Jordan ran baseball and was playing baseball because he was scared of Houston.
How did he run?
He was scared of Houston.
What the hell
How did he run?
About that?
What the hell did I just say?
You know why?
My God, this dude's a casual, bro.
You know why? Because he was a baseball lover. That's why.
Hey, that don't. Hey,
playing basketball.
Hey, if you not discrediting Jordan for quitting 2 times and coming back, then
Bro, why the hell are you talking about Jordan?
I don't know what to say.
Exactly my point.
When this is a LeBron conversation.
wrong with these niggas?
He was a baseball player playing basketball. That's why.
This is crazy.
Jordan did
You
not say
just
that he loved
delusional,
baseball.
dude. You don't make no valid points.
I just
So
made
is
one.
this a Lamar? Is this a go conversation or a go debate or what? Or is this what is this?
Let's talk about when LeBron got
This is
pumped by
really
Boston.
like if you look at the title, there's a ton of people, like there's even NBA players. Like I was listening to what Chandler Parsons was saying. There's a ton of people that there was a lot on the line for LeBron this year. Like there was if you're just strictly going off some of the NBA players that were talking, there was a ton of NBA players that were saying if LeBron's able to win the championship this year, that might do it. There was also a ton of people that said, man, if LeBron's able to get the scoring title, that might do it. Like there was a ton of things historically that people were saying could elevate LeBron if he was able to get it done this year. And that's why I think I posed the question, is LeBron the official GOAT of basketball after another historic season?
All them trying to get a job.
Yes. But was the season historic? Yes, the season was historic. It was a historic turnaround, and it was historical in the fact that he passed up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the NBA's all-time leading scorer. So it was a historical season. Now we got to figure out how do we weigh it and where do we place him?
Well, Mike, let me ask you this real quick. Like top 5 scoring, assists, and rebounds. Shouldn't that matter?
Yo,
it does matter. It does matter to me, but is it everything?
No, I'm just saying.
So I think it's how you weigh it.
I'm talking about just a good base.
It's a good base to stand on.
I mean,
but we know it's not the only base that you can stand on because
you can go
Karl Malone was up there as one of the top scorers of all time, but he didn't even crack anybody's top 15 all time.
But
so
see, this is my thing.
We know it's more than just the stats. George and some people try to make it like we just using stats.
No, what I was saying was
media driven, all that.
I'm saying being top 5 in all 3 of those.
If you're not a media like love boy, you don't get it.
Like Lamar said, it's not everything.
I was talking about being top 5 in all.
Hey, George,
that counts, but it's not everything.
This season helped LeBron legacy, but I still got him number 3 all time.
And I'm cool.
He's my number 3 also.
I'm cool with that. Hey, George.
So hold on, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Oh, wait. I heard what y'all. I kept on hearing what y'all were saying. Hold on. So wait a minute. So if this season, wait a minute. So y'all saying this season doesn't affect his legacy? That's what y'all was trying to tell Jordan. But then guy just said that this season helped his legacy because the historical turnaround that they had. Which one is it? You can have it both ways.
Yeah, everybody can have a different reason.
I'm trying to figure out where y'all going with this.
No, but Mingo, my thing is this. Some people might walk away from this season and say the scoring title meant more to me. That's what's going to add to his legacy. Some people might walk around and be like, man, that was a great turnaround. Some people might use both and say that. So again, some people might say, oh, he was able to dethrone the last year's NBA champs. That might be what they use to add to his legacy. Not everybody's going to use the same criteria. Walker and people like George, he don't see any positives from this season. He sees all negatives. So he's walking away saying this dude dang near probably dropped on his list after this year. People like George are going to say everybody is going to walk away from this year with
their own opinion. With their own opinion.
Me personally, as a LeBron fan, like the scoring record was cool. Getting to the playoffs was cool. But for me personally, it was the way he played at age 38 that impressed me the most, and that added to his legacy of anything. Because we never seen a 30-year-old play. We never seen nobody in year 20 play this way. So that more than anything, more than the records, you know what I'm saying, enhance
I
his
wonder
legacy
why
for
you ain't
me.
never seen nobody at
So
38
so
play.
and that's my point.
But when he sold
And that's
out,
my
when you
point with
say
y'all saying.
he's only
See, that's my
38,
point with y'all saying. God just said that LeBron playing the way that he played in year 20, that enhanced his legacy. But then you can't knock a person for saying him getting swept or something negative about him knocks his legacy down.
But look,
You see what I'm
thank you,
saying?
Mingle. Thank you.
You see what I'm saying?
But hold on,
You
I
can't
got you.
have
I
it both
got you.
ways, is what I'm
But
saying.
my
This
whole
is this
thing
is what
was
I'm.
my
Y'all
whole
can't
thing
have it both ways.
what I took from it was at the end of the day, him scoring 31 points in the first half at 38 is insane, bro.
And then what happened in the second half?
I ain't talking about the second half.
Well,
I'm
his
talking
Okay
team
about
didn't.
him
then.
being
Why not?
38.
Talk about the second half, bro.
His
See,
team didn't show up. That's what
see,
happened in the second half.
see,
His team didn't show up.
see. What happened to
Okay
Jordan when he went
Hold
to
on,
then.
I'm firm. I'm
Washington?
a firm.
I'll
This
say
is
this. I'll say this, bro.
see, but hold on. Let me say one thing. See, these are the unrealistic expectations. Like, I'm a firm believer that if I got somebody on the team that
He
drops
might have
40,
had something in him.
George, hold on one second, George. All I'm saying is, if you got one player on your team who drops 40 and y'all still lose, I'm not looking at the guy who dropped 40 acting like he's the reason why we lost. I'm looking to be like, he dropped 40. What the hell was y'all motherfuckers doing where he dropped 40 and we still lost? So the fact that he dropped 40 and they lost, I'm looking to the ADs. I'm looking to the
Anthony
bench
Davis
guys.
was garbage. He
You
was
know,
garbage.
It was
again,
scapegoat.
or you could
Scapegoat.
just
Scapegoat.
Can he
look to Denver,
finish? Can y'all let him finish?
or you could just look to Denver. The way it looked to me, it just looked like Denver was just better. That's it. It wasn't AD. Like, AD didn't play completely garbage. All right, he could have played better, but it just looked to me like Denver's just better. That's
LeBron
it.
could have played better.
They've been better all year long. I told you they was the number
No, you
one
didn't,
seed.
George. You didn't predict them to win it all.
You
What are
was
you
a
talking
lie. I
about?
told you in the beginning.
Oh my
George,
God,
you don't even watch
George,
basketball,
be
bro.
quiet, man.
You
Hey,
don't even
Mont,
Man,
watch it.
bro,
I
y'all
want to
ain't
push
been
back
here.
on that. Mont, I want
Lamont,
to
what
push
did I
back on
say?
that, man.
Why was the number one seed playing the last
George,
game?
when we did our finals predictions, you didn't pick no
I wasn't
Denver to
nowhere
get them.
around. Look, I wasn't around.
Oh man.
But when I
Listen,
came on, I told you, why is the NBA disrespecting the number one seed?
Why are
Why is they
you
the last
disrespecting
one to
number
come
one
on
seed?
TV
Hold on,
and they
George.
didn't get a prime time slot?
George, they're the last one to come on TV because they're in Denver. They're on the West Coast in Mountain Time. The games are late
Okay,
as hell.
I keep telling you,
What are you talking about?
where is California and where is Denver,
Hold
Colorado?
on. First of all,
Do you know? Do you know?
for me,
Do you
it's
know your
early
time
game.
zones?
Hold on, George. And Young Goat, you got an echo. That's why I keep muting. George, they play in Denver.
Okay.
It's hard to give them primetime games.
No.
It's hard to give them primetime games.
You just lied.
When they play so late at night.
Do you know the time zone?
It's hard.
What is Pacific and what is Mountain?
Oh my God.
You don't know the time zones. You just lied.
You talking about
I
an
live in
hour
Mountain.
ahead,
What are you talking about? I live in a mountain time zone. I'm in
Okay.
Arizona.
So what is Pacific? What is Pacific time zone? Are they in front of you or behind you?
it's an hour
Man,
behind.
can you just calm down?
Pacific is an hour ahead of us.
What?
Or no, they're an hour behind us.
Oh, Jesus.
This dude working he messing with my anxiety, man.
No, they're an hour ahead. I can't remember if I think they might be
Man,
you don't know.
They're an hour
check this
behind.
out, right? Check this out.
He
The
triggering
reason,
my anxiety, man. For real, bro.
hey, check this out. The
Because you all
reason why
didn't go to school.
No, listen, bro. Just because they're the number one seed don't mean you're gonna put them on TV. Number one, they're a small market team. Number two, they never even made it out of the second round. In order for you to get them TV spots like that, you have to go to the conference finals or the finals in the previous year. And being a big market team with a superstar helps too.
Cricket.
Hey, I want to bro that was saying you can't have it both ways. I understand what you're saying. All I'm saying is where I had Bron ranked all time, I got him ranked number 2 all time. So him winning
And
the
that's
title,
fine.
But him winning the title wasn't gonna put him number one. I could never put him over Jordan just because of the 6-0. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Never
let me ask
losing
you a
when it
question.
mattered the most. So I could never.
Why do
Go
you
ahead.
have Jordan as number one? Like, what's your
Oh my
bottom? No,
God.
I just want to know. Hold up.
I feel
Go
like
ahead.
in the era he played in, he dominated. 2 3-peats is all you need to know. He
So what about
dominated the
Bill
era.
Russell? So if it's that now,
Here's my
Bill
thing
Russell
about Bill
did the
Russell.
same
I
thing.
mean, me personally, I
Bill
wasn't
Russell had
alive to
all-time
watch
help.
Bill Russell. You know what
Did
I'm
you
saying?
see Bill
I
Russell
never
play?
watched Bill Russell. I never watched Bill Russell play, so I can't
Bill
speak
Russell
on
had
it.
the most help in NBA history.
Well,
That's a lie,
what happened
bro.
when Bill Russell retired?
What are you?
What
Hold
happened
on.
with Boston?
Pootie. Hold on. Now let's stop Pootie right there. Pootie, give me all his all-time help.
John Havlicek.
Okay.
Bob
All-time help.
Cousy.
Hold on.
Sam Jones.
Hold on. First of all, let's stop at John Havlicek. He's not even in most people's top 50 or top. So what I'm saying
He
is
is top 50.
So what I'm saying is, what about John Havlicek's game made him all-time great help?
There go Lamont again.
The man could score. He could shoot. He could get some steals.
What are you basing this on?
Defense.
I'm basing it on, the footage that I'm not saying that
Bro,
the
you
60s
ain't
is
watched no
trash.
goddamn footage of no John Havlicek.
Yes, I did.
That sound like
I watched footage of every decade, bro.
You said he could score and shoot, make steals. That sound
Lamont, you
like J.R.
cold.
Swish.
Bro, he know he didn't watch no John Havlicek footage, man. What did you?
Yes, I did, bro.
And then you say Sam Jones.
I watched the Bill Russell documentary also. Come on now.
Okay, hold on. You said
what color
Havlicek and Sam Jones. What
Havlicek, Sam Jones, Bob Cousy.
Hey, what color was Havlicek?
Hold on.
He was white, bro.
He's Puerto Rican.
What made Sam Jones all-time great help?
Bro had a mid-range jump shot, and he could take it.
No, I
to
said
the paint.
all-time great help. Like
His defense.
I consider all-time great help a player like Shaquille O'Neal. Sam Jones was just averaging about 15 to 18 points per game at his best, maybe 20. And so what I'm saying is, how you telling me a guy that's just averaging 15 to 19 points a game is all-time help?
But Sam Jones averaged like 23, 24.
For that time, it was great because they wasn't really
Sam Jones only averaged over 20 points per game for 4 years in his whole career. Most of his career was between 10 and 19 points. That's the majority of his career. Don't give me a few years. Don't give me a few years. The majority of his career was below 20 points per game. And even if he was over 20 points per game, how is that all-time great help?
See, that's why ain't none of them in mine.
Hold on.
I'm not disrespecting the 60s.
Hold on. How did he play with more help than a Magic Johnson who had Worthy, Kareem, and himself? How was that not more help?
I mean, when you compare it to what the rest of the league had at the time, then the Boston Celtics had more. They had more.
It's a wonder why they won 11 rings.
Bird had McHale, Parrish, all them guys, and plus some. He had a Bill Walton at one point in time. That's a whole bunch of all-time great help.
And they would
Dennis Johnson.
Dennis Johnson as well, who was the Finals MVP.
They had Seth Maxwell, Finals MVP.
So what I'm saying is, so Bill Russell can't have no help? Because while all them guys was working,
I'm not saying he can't have no help.
While all them other
but
guys
when people try to call him the GOAT because he had 11 rings, that's just
the same thing y'all do.
That's the same. That's dominant.
Jordan did it with less help.
Nah, stop that shit, bro.
He
Stop
did.
that shit.
He did.
Nah, bro. You know you can't.
Scottie Pippen saved that first three-peat, bro.
Other than Scottie Pippen, who did Jordan really have?
Hold on. Without Scottie Pippen, he don't even make the playoffs. Cut it out.
Bro, say that again. Say that again, bro. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding, man.
Bro, every great player need help, but it ain't the same as having Bob.
Man, Jordan was making the playoffs way before.
So Casey Jones and Tommy Heinsohn not help. That's crazy.
So let me ask y'all a question. Then. Y'all always be saying that about.
Hold on. How many points per game Casey Jones averaged?
So let me ask y'all this.
Casey Jones went shit.
Hold on, Mark.
It was somewhere between 12 and 15, I guess.
Hold on, Mark can answer this. Hold on, I don't want to let him off the hook. I know Mark can answer this. Mark, how many times?
He was the Scott Burrell, bro.
Hold up, bro. How many times did Jordan make the playoffs without Scottie Pippen?
Oh my God.
He made the playoffs without Scottie Pippen.
He made the playoffs the whole time without Scottie
Pippen. Against
Pippen.
the 86 Celtics, bro. What you saying?
Hold on.
Stop it.
That man
But
made
you
the
can make the playoffs with a losing
Hold on.
record then.
How you make the playoffs 20 games below 500?
He still made the playoffs. I don't care what his record is. He still
Exactly.
made the
He
playoffs.
still made the playoffs,
Hold
Bro,
on.
he still made the
Hold on.
playoffs.
That's
What
all
you
that
mean?
matters.
Oh, he still made the playoffs.
Hold on.
LeBron missed the playoffs
Hold
his
on.
first
So
two
Mingo.
seasons.
So he made the playoffs. So because
Yeah.
he made the playoffs, he has no excuses. He got swept. What's his
Yes, he did get swept.
He got
Listen,
beat by the better team.
What's his
he
excuse?
got
It didn't matter if
swept.
he had
did get
63.
swept.
They still lost.
He got swept. Okay,
What
he
year
got
was
swept.
that?
What
It
you
is
want me
what
to
it
say?
is. He got swept. He lost. He got
He got
beat.
swept. What you want me to
That was
talk
like
about?
his second, third
Act
year.
like he
At
ain't-
85, he got
swept.
him swept.
He lost to Milwaukee too now.
He got swept. He got
It's like
swept.
knocking
I'm telling you, he
Milwaukee
got
was the
swept.
best team of
All
the
I'm
80s not to
telling
win a
you
ring. That's what you're saying.
But my thing is,
Y'all
see,
back
y'all
on that
always
now.
say that
Okay.
Jordan didn't start winning until you got Scottie
Come on,
Pippen. That's
bro.
what they're about to
It's
say.
facts though. It's
And
facts.
that's
If y'all
cap.
gonna
No, that's
disrespect
cap. That's
Jordan,
not.
at least go
That's
with
cap.
Craft. Come
Hold
on.
on, y'all. We
That
got
is
some new
cap.
people in the chat. We got new people in
That
the
is
chat.
cap because in 2000, because I'm
I
gonna tell
want
you
to get
something.
to I want to get to Mad Max and I want to get to Trail City. They just pulled up and then we can open it back up to everybody. Mad Max, man, what you got?
Man, how you gonna just cut me off in the middle of what I was saying?
I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just these
Come
people
on,
they've
bro.
been
That's
waiting.
rude.
Hey,
Come on,
salute,
man.
hey,
They've been
salute,
waiting in
Mad
the
Max,
backstage for a
salute.
long time. I'm trying to get everybody to take before we just because we pass them up and forget that.
What's good?
Salute,
up,
Mad
Mad
Max, salute, bro.
What's good?
What you got on the
I
top?
feel like for the people who say, can you not what they say, what you say, you can't have it both ways. Yes, you can. It's like say you're at a casino and they give you some house money. I'm playing with house money. I
Nigga,
can't
you
do
can't
the
have it
other
both
way.
ways. Stop all that.
Some more
Can y'all let them
fanboys.
finish?
This dude delusional.
Can y'all let
If
them
I'm in
finish?
year 20 and I did all this great stuff, me doing something bad
That's
in year,
no excuse, bro.
I'm playing with house
No, you're not.
money.
If you,
And I
bro,
gained
Let
enough
them
money so I
finish.
ain't
Not
even
if you
playing with
want
my
credit.
money. I'm playing with house
Not if
money.
you
I
want
can't
credit for the
lose.
shit y'all do good.
No, I get what he's saying, but go ahead and finish, Mad Max.
Playing with Girl
But they,
Scout
what you
cookies.
mean? I mean, he lost. He got beat by the better team. If you want to give him, if you want to take off a little bit for that, but that still don't take away his highs this season outweigh his lows. I bet you that.
But is he right in that sense?
No.
Because a lot of you guys agree. Yeah, a lot of y'all actually agree with what he said because there was a lot of people said his legacy's already set. If his legacy's
It
already
is.
set, then what Mad Max said is right. He's playing with house money right now. Because
yeah, I don't think his
that,
legacy set
that
because he's
means
still playing. How is the legacy set if he's still playing?
but
He
because
can't go down.
hold on,
He got a bubble ship.
To me, well,
I said the majority of the people here were saying that his legacy was set. Not everybody.
They fanboys. Of
If you
course.
disagree with that, that's fine. What I'm
So
saying
George,
is,
let me ask you a question, George. So if Tom Brady would have lost,
Oh, don't bring up football, please.
man, that's a hypothetical, bro. We're not doing that. That's
Hey, so
hypothetical.
all right, let me hold on. Let me ask you this. Hey,
so if
George,
Tom Brady
can you
crashed
give me?
because he lost, that's what I'm saying.
Look, man, Tom
Hey,
Brady
George,
to
Tom
can you
me,
give me
Brady ain't
your
got to
can you
do
give
with
me your
this.
top 5 players of all time, George? Can you give me your top 5 players of all time?
Jordan, Kobe, Magic, Bird, Shaq.
Magic over
Order.
Braun is crazy.
Hey, none of
You
those
got him in
last
that.
three
That's the.
over Tim Duncan, by the way. But keep going.
Because
Kobe
Kobe
over Braun,
beat
cool, but
Tim
Hey,
Magic
hold on.
Duncan.
not.
Hey,
Because
hold on,
Kobe and Shaq beat Tim
George,
Duncan.
hold on, George, hold on. Is that the order? Like, is that 1 through 5, or you just name 5 players?
I just named 5 players.
So you got Kobe in your top 5, Magic in your top 5, and Shaq in your top 5.
Yes, sir.
How is Kobe
Is
not top
LeBron?
5?
So hold on. So is LeBron in your top 10?
Yeah, he can be in my top 10.
What you mean?
Where do you
You
have
saying
LeBron in your
you
top
saying
10,
he
though?
Begrudgingly, huh?
You got to have Braun in your top 10. Come on
He
now.
thought about it too
I
much.
said, yeah, he could be in my top 10. What you said?
But where do you rank him, though? Do you rank him number 9, number 10, number
11?
6. I'll give him
If you
6.
have him
because I
6,
want
all right,
to really break down
that's
your
cool.
list because I want to know why you got Larry Bird at 5 over Brian. I want to hear
Well,
that argument.
if you don't know about
I
Larry
love
Legend,
Bird,
I
but
feel
he's not.
sorry for you, sir.
I know about Larry
If
Bird.
you
I
don't
want to
know
know
about
why you
Larry
think he's
Legend,
better. I know about him. I want to know
I
why
love
you
Bird
think
to
he's
death,
better
but
than
he's
Brian.
not for Braun.
Larry Bird not even over Tim Duncan, bro. If we being
okay,
real, if we
that's
being
my
real,
opinion. That's my opinion,
Larry
and I'm
Bird is
sticking
actually
to it.
over Tim Duncan. No,
okay.
We have a
That's my opinion, and I'm
discussion,
sticking
George.
to it. Because
Okay.
you have
I
players
respect it. I
tell
just want to
you.
hear why.
Because you have players tell
No,
you.
I want
Larry
to hear
will
why
tell
you. I
them
want to
what
hear
he's gonna
you.
do
I don't want
and do it.
George, what he's
to.
trying to
You
say
going
is
on?
like
So
he
hold
won
on.
his wide. That's
So
your
hold on.
list.
No. Because what he just
Hold
said
on.
is what is something.
I
Hold on, what
got
he
something to
just
say
said is
about
something
that too.
Lamont just said like 20 minutes ago when he got mad at Brian proclaiming himself as the GOAT, and you
What?
using what Larry said to put him
I
5. You
said
ain't said none about his game
no,
yet.
bro.
You ain't
Stop
said nothing
talking.
about
I
his
said
game yet.
you had players tell you. Larry would tell them what he finna do and do it, and they couldn't
I
do nothing about
understand
it.
that. I understand that,
I
but I'm
did you say?
asking you,
What are you
what about
saying?
his game?
Hey,
I
but
said,
did
what
you know
about
how
his
soft that
game
make
made
your
him
arrow
top
sound
5?
though? You know
Huh?
how
What
soft that
about his
make your
game
arrow
made him
sound?
top 5? That's all
What
I'm
you
asking.
say? You got two people talking. What you say?
I said, do you know how soft that make your arrow sound? That somebody can just tell you what they finna do and do it.
Boy, you don't know nothing about Larry Legend, son. You need to,
I'm talking about
man.
y'all always give us these folk stories of him and MJ going in locker rooms and people just sitting there letting him do that. That's
What you mean?
soft.
Let you
You try to
ain't no
go in
letting
somebody's
him do
locker
it.
room today, see what
Dr.
happened to
J,
you.
the Dr. J tried to fight the man because he was
Try to
lighting
go in
his ass
somebody's today,
up.
see what happened to you.
Because
Hey
he was
man,
lighting
so
them up.
you've been talking for
All them
5
folk
minutes
Lighting.
stories
about
y'all
Let
been
me
Larry.
telling us old
let
as
me
hell,
explain
but the
something
shit
to
ain't
you.
true.
Let me explain something to you.
Y'all just think y'all can
Hold
tell
on,
us
Dr. J
stop
was
anything and
talking.
past his
believe it. I don't
prime,
believe
bro.
none of that shit.
Dr. J was past his prime, bro. Stop it.
I don't believe none of them stories they be
George ain't
telling us,
said
man.
George fell
nothing
out.
about Larry
George fell
Bird's
out. Yeah,
game yet.
hold on. Wait. George got to come back. Hold on.
I about to say because he ain't said nothing about Larry Bird's game yet to warrant him top 5. He said word of mouth is what made him top 5, which is with something Lamont got on him about
Hey, if
20
you ask
minutes ago.
Larry Bird if
Like
he over LeBron, Larry Bird himself gonna say no. As a matter of fact, I think he did say that one time.
Like I said, at the end of the day, if you got Bron, as long as Bron in your top 5, I don't care where he is. Like I said, I don't even have him as the GOAT. So I'm not making that argument. But
I
if
just
we
my thing
that's a
is,
fact.
I just want to see if people are going to be honest about this past year and admit that even though he's not going to win an NBA championship, there's still things you can walk away from this year and be like, okay, that did have a big impact on his legacy.
The dude definitely surprised me.
I believe that what he did this year, I think there's some things that are going to have a major impact on his legacy. Being an all-time leader in points, that's going to have a major impact. That happened this year. Being one of the few teams in NBA history to start the season 2-10, turn it around and get to the playoffs, and not just get to the playoffs and get walked out in the first round, get to the Western Conference Finals. This is something that most of us thought was impossible. Even when the season ended, a lot of us, unless you were just an avid Laker fan, most of us thought that was impossible for the Lakers to do. And I didn't think they could beat the Warriors, even though at that time they were playing much better. I didn't think they could beat the Grizzlies. They proved me wrong every step of the way. So I think there's a little bit of credit.
Lamont, you can go back earlier than that. People thought they wasn't gonna beat the T-Wolves. Like it go back further than that.
Hold on, George. I'm about to let you back in.
The last week of the regular season when they was tied for what 7th, 8th, and on verge of being knocked out of the play-in altogether.
But I will say this: one thing that did hurt his legacy.
Go ahead and finish because I want to get to the new people. We got Jamie Gilbert, we got Trail City.
All right. One thing that did hurt his legacy, he went down in the playoff points per game. I think he dropped 2 spots in the playoff points per game this year.
I felt like that was intentional though.
So when we say legacy here, do we mean
for sure.
It wasn't like Embiid who dropped from 30 to 23.
Yeah.
He was trying to get to 30. He just couldn't. I think LeBron, like when he didn't take a shot in that first half,
He let the other folks control the show.
I think he was trying to be more strategic and just focus on really getting guys because I think he knew to win the championship, Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves, they would have to be able to get off, and he couldn't carry the load no more. And
LeBron was
did a
playing
good
good
job of
defense
getting them
too,
going.
man. He
Embiid is a fraudulent MVP.
He's not a fraudulent MVP.
So when we bring this word legacy up, are we talking about where he ranks all time? Are we talking about his overall career?
No, when I say legacy, I'm talking about did he do enough this year? If you already have him number one, it don't matter. What I'm saying is, did he already do it? Did he do anything this year that elevated him? If he didn't, like if you had him at 5, did he do enough this year to get bumped up to 4 or 3? If you had him at 2, did he do enough to get bumped up to 1? That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean,
he's still number 3 to me. So
who you got?
And like I said, if he would have won a ring
MJ and
this year, he
Kobe
would have been.
Oh my God, you have a delusional list then.
What you mean?
Delusional?
I have LeBron at number 3. How is that delusional?
Because you got Kobe at number 2.
Kobe.
I'm sorry. What did LeBron do to pass Kobe?
It gotta be
explain that to
Kareem
me,
if you're
bro.
gonna have LeBron
At
at 3.
best,
It gotta be
Kobe's
MJ and
at
Kareem,
best
bro.
Kobe's between 5 and 10. At that.
Hey, as long as you got Kobe top 10.
Hey, Lamont, it's not
saying,
just
bro.
it's
Like,
not just fans of Kobe that got him number two though. It's a lot of people like me that didn't like Kobe throughout his career, and
You
I
a Kobe
still got
fan if
him.
you got him at 2, bro.
No, you don't. No, you're
If
not.
you got him at 2, you a
No, you're
Kobe
not.
fan.
No, you're not. There's a lot of people want
How you
fans
know
of
what type of
Bird
fan
and
he
Magic.
is, bro?
But did you see that double standard? Your opinion matters over somebody else's.
Kobe Bryant, the
No,
best basketball player
because
of all time.
we
you
didn't.
really can't
Our
make a
opinion.
case for
Some
Kobe
people
over.
have Kobe as
You
the
can't
GOAT,
make a
and I
case
don't
for
have a
Kobe
problem with it.
over Kareem or LeBron. You
So
can't
I'm
make a
just
case.
saying.
I
That's
could
not.
take
That's,
Kobe over Kareem.
you
But,
cannot make a case for Kobe over them.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
But
Yes, you can. Yes, the hell you
my
No,
can,
but
you
bro.
did you
cannot.
guys see that double standard?
it is. It is.
Kobe don't
But
belong at the table with them. He opened the door for him.
Who
See,
played
The
that's what I'm
disrespect
saying.
for Kobe
You have
is
no
all time?
education.
insane.
Something is
let
People
me
just
wrong.
hate Kobe for no reason.
yeah.
Who
Let me get my
dominated the
take. Let me
toughest
get my
defensive
take real
Hold on,
era
let
of
me
quick
all
let
time?
on the.
McDuff go, and then I
Go
gotta
ahead,
get
McDuff.
I gotta get to Trail City and Jamie Gilbert. Go ahead, McDuff.
So I think LeBron did to me enhance his legacy this year, passing Kareem, being all time leading scorer, taking this team after the trades and doing what he did in the playoffs, beating the Golden State Warriors, the defending champion, Steph Curry, who was the top 3 player in the world. I think he did a lot at this old age to say, yeah, he kind of enhanced his legacy. If you got him top 5, he should move up. If you had him number 1, cool. You know what I'm saying? I think LeBron did a lot. My thing is with LeBron and
And I
Jordan.
rebuttal with that.
Hold on, let
Real
him
quick.
finish.
Let him finish.
Real quick. My thing with LeBron and Jordan. If you got Jordan number 1 or if you got LeBron James number 2, my thing with both of them is they both, I don't care what nobody, they both got their ass whooped. LeBron got his ass whooped by the Golden State and San Antonio. Oh, it wasn't fair, whatever. They got their ass whooped. Jordan got his ass whooped in the 80s by the bad boy Pistons.
Dallas Mavericks.
Now, whatever context you want to put on it, cool. But your GOAT still got their ass whooped. You can't say that about Isaiah when he didn't have no team. You can't say that about Steph Curry when they didn't have no team. A dynasty in your era still looks bad. And Jordan getting his ass whooped by the bad boy Pistons like that, it still looks bad. So everybody got their flaws in this. So it's always going to be an argument and a competition and a debate. But to me, they both got their ass whooped. But I mean, LeBron at 38, he definitely showed something this year.
Now, can I rebut that? Please. You said he beat the Golden State Warriors. What was the Golden State Warriors this year? Were they gangbusters?
They were defending champions.
I ain't asked you that.
They were defending champions, bro.
They were horrible.
Doesn't matter.
I'm
Doesn't
answering your
matter.
question. They're horrible.
What was?
They were horrible on the
They were
road.
good enough for
Okay.
you to pick them to
So,
beat
Hey,
the
George. Hey,
Lakers.
George. Hey, George.
No,
I can
Lamont,
tell you
stop
what
it.
I can
No,
tell you what the
Lamont,
Warriors
stop
was.
it.
George, I can tell you what the
picked the
Warriors
Warriors.
was. The Warriors was the favorites to beat the Lakers. I can tell you that.
Oh my
A lot of
God.
people picked the
Why?
Warriors. It just
I
didn't
can tell you
happen.
that
Why were they the
It
favorites?
just didn't happen.
because they were the defending champs. What you mean?
The Warriors
They
were
was
the
in
better. The
disarray,
Warriors were the
bro.
better
They
team. They
couldn't
just
win on the road if you played for them.
Whoever
They
won
couldn't
was
win
the
on the
better team,
road,
bro.
but they
They
won a
had
road
home court
game.
advantage. They had home
Right.
court
Honestly,
advantage
the
versus the
Lakers was
Lakers.
the better team because they won.
They had home court advantage versus the Lakers. So
Y'all act like they pulled off miracles beating them two
They
teams.
slowed up Steph Curry. They tricked Clay. Jordan Poole had that ice box on his mind. So
That's what I'm saying. Y'all act like they pulled off miracles beating them two teams.
the ultimate simp. That's probably why they lost that series because they couldn't get enough production from Jordan Poole because he was too busy thinking about that ice
Hey,
box.
hold on. But Pootie, is it that? See, that's the thing. Jordan Poole plays bad, but you don't want to give that credit to the Laker defense, which was great. You just want to say
I do give credit.
You just know, but then when we talked about it, you said nothing about the Laker defense, which was number 1 in the playoffs, and since they made that trade, they were number 1.
I said they shut down Steph Curry and they tricked up Klay Thompson.
I'm talking about Jordan Poole was really one of the key pieces. Is the reason why they won the championship last year, and they were able to shut that down.
And he wasn't there this year. His head wasn't there.
But as
You
opposed to
seen
giving the
that?
credit, as opposed to giving the credit to the Laker defense, y'all give the credit to Ice Spice.
I'm giving the credit to the Laker defense, bro.
I'm
They did
not.
what they had to
Hold
do.
on, y'all. Am I crazy? Did he say Ice Spice or did he say the Laker defense?
I believe he
His
still
head wasn't in
had
the
his
game,
mind on
Lamont.
that ice.
You seen that?
I can't have it both ways.
George,
I can't
you don't
say
even know who Ice Spice is, man. Stop it, man.
who.
Look, man.
Oh, him. All right.
Let's be real, bro. Like, we ain't never seen a player in the history of basketball this late in their career play as good as LeBron did this season, bro. Nobody.
That's a fact.
Ain't,
That's a
Can't
fact.
name one.
ain't nobody played this late in his career, in their career. Like,
Ring,
Yeah, they have.
Tim Duncan.
Yeah, they have.
Ring,
Hurricane
Tim
Kobe
Duncan.
played 20 years. Stop playing.
A lot
Will
of players
Chamberlain.
played a lot of time.
Hey,
They
George,
ain't
Chamberlain.
can I?
Then again, the advancements in medicine did help that.
Hold on.
Ain't nobody
George.
else playing 20 years like that, though.
What medicine made LeBron play like this?
It's not even just medicine. Like, it's the advancements in
technology?
the surgery. Yes, that.
Okay, what technology?
what made him take it? What made
the treatments, the surgeries.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Let me finish.
Hold on, George.
What made him?
Whatever that technology is, why don't y'all give that technology to Udonis Haslem so he can get his ass off the bench? Why don't y'all give this technology to
Udonis Haslem is not a
Paul?
superstar.
How come y'all didn't give that technology to Chris Paul, who looked like he was deteriorating in front of our own eyes this year?
Melo too.
That's fair.
Right?
Chris Paul is injury prone.
Melo and D-Wade.
All of a
Melo
sudden,
and D-Wade.
this technology is only applies to LeBron, right?
It doesn't only apply to him.
So how come the technology didn't work for all the other old players in the league? Jeff Green looked like he could have used a little bit of that technology out there, looking slow.
Jeff Green.
Like what I'm saying is like, how
And
come
besides, LeBron keeps himself conditioned. The man spends millions on his body.
Oh, that's the key right there. LeBron at 38-year-old still he has the discipline. He keeps himself conditioned. That ain't no special medicine. That's called hard work.
Right, because if it was special medicine, everybody who came after LeBron is going to play 20 years and play at that level when they're 17, 18.
I can see Giannis playing 20 years. I can see Giannis playing 20 years.
And
what made him take his clothes off at halftime?
Hey, you want to know what? Hey, so George, so if
what
LeBron
made
would've
him
lost
take
to
his
either
clothes
the
off at
Grizzlies-
halftime?
He played 24 minutes. He played 24 minutes. But that don't even matter. So if Brian,
I didn't expect a 38-year-old to play all 48 minutes. Not going to.
If Brian would have lost to the Grizzlies or the Warriors, George, what you would have said? He choked. He can't get it done. He's not good enough. What you would have said?
What you mean? He didn't. I can't say.
I'm saying no. Because you said LeBron beating them wasn't no great achievement. I'm asking you, what would have happened if he would have lost to one of them teams?
Hey, if you got noise in your background, mute your background. I hear somebody talking about hotels and all types of stuff, man. Mute your background, man.
Hey, Lamar, I walked in. What you got going on? Out of everything somebody analyzing the game, they worry about LeBron taking his clothes off, bro.
Bro, yeah, George watching LeBron just jersey says.
You ain't see him?
George, man.
Come on, let me find this.
You ain't see him take his clothes off while he's walking out at halftime? Y'all didn't see that?
Hey, plenty of players.
That was
What that
the
mean,
game.
though? What does that mean, George?
mean? You tell me he never did that before. What was he doing?
Plenty of players change their jersey, bro. That's common. That's common, bro.
What you think he was getting a booster shot or something? What
And we just heard
You ain't never seen that man walk through that tunnel during halftime, taking his stuff off while he walking through that tunnel.
George, he was taking steroids.
So right, go ahead. So say what you want to say, George.
George, what are you talking about?
That man was hot. I'm just trying to figure it out.
George, what do you know that we don't? What do you know that we don't, George?
Like that, George?
No, hey, yo, what's going on?
Hey, yo. George, you like this kind of shit?
George, here you go, George. George, break this down for us, George.
No, you put it up there. You found it. I ain't found it.
No, but I'm saying
You brought it up, George.
You found
You
it.
brought the naked shit
You
up.
found
brought
it.
up the naked shit.
You already had it.
Wow.
You already had it.
George, can you analyze this for us?
You already had it. So you must have had it a long time ago.
George, can you analyze this for us?
You must have had that on your wall somewhere.
George, can you break this down for us, man?
Why?
I mean, because the thing is, I watched the game. I didn't recall him taking his clothes off. You recalled it. That was a memorable
I sure
part of the
did.
game for you. That
At
was memorable.
halftime, He walked through the tunnel like he did in Boston when he lost that game, taking off his jersey like something was wrong with
Then you
him.
just said he was hot. So
Yeah.
George,
Pause.
George
Pause.
just said that. Yeah, we gotta analyze the stuff that George says.
Pause. You can make fun of it all you want to. I just saw what I saw.
George, do you use Nike Pro Combat underwear still?
George,
no,
was you there,
that's you.
George?
Look at you. Look at you.
George, I use them. Yeah, I hope still. Yes, I use them.
No, I don't hoop no more. I'm 57 years old. Hell no.
Do you like them Pro Combat underwear, George?
That's you, bro. You can talk like that
asking
too.
you, George.
Hey. You keep all that talk to yourself, bro.
Hold on. You started talking about him taking his clothes off, and you
I'm
get
just
mad
trying to
when I
figure out
pull
what
up
was
a
wrong
picture
with
of
the
LeBron
man.
taking his clothes off.
I'm just trying to figure out what was wrong with the man. What was wrong with him?
You called the grown man hot, bro. What are you talking about?
My mistake.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, wow, man.
Hey, yo, you
My
wacky,
big
bro.
ass
George. George, you wacky, bro.
Hey,
Yeah, I
SB,
walked into that
SB.
one.
Yeah,
I
I can't
walked
even
into
ask you
that
about
one.
this, bro.
I'm gonna get you, Lamont. I swear for God, I'm gonna get
said
you.
I walked into that
He
one.
said
You
that was hot. You tried to say pause after.
I'm gonna get you, Lamont. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that was
Hey,
funny.
He
so
said
Lamont,
LeBron was hot, and they said pause. No, it ain't no pause.
No, I don't pause on that. No, so Lamont, I came to talk hoops, but I see the topic of the video. So what was like the in general question that you were trying to ask?
I'm just saying, based off this year, your takeaways from you take everything, and we saw how this year unfolded, the goods and the bads. Is it? I consider some of the things that happened historically great. Do you feel like what he did this year, if you look at his accomplishments, did it add to his legacy, keep him at the same place, or did it take away?
It definitely added to his legacy. Did he? It got to add because that's a problem that every time we see something great, we all try to compare and be quick to probably say another person's name. 100%. He was part of the team, even though if he was the second guy on the team. They was 2-10 in the beginning. They made it to the playoffs, and they also took a team to the Western Conference Finals. But with that, you had to redo their team to get to that point, and that's a plus. People forget, bro. I understand it's been a long season, but bro broke the scoring record this year. Like we just forgetting about that. That's a historical accomplishment. So I think LeBron did a lot of stuff to add to his legacy. That also, too, enough people talk about this. We never seen nobody play this good this long. This is probably one of the best year 20s. You could compare people got in the top 10 best years to this year, even though he was like iffy on defense. But his year 20 years compared. Let me finish, bro. You've been chopping all the time. You could compare his year 20 to other great players that people got in their top 10 best years, and his numbers stack up side by side. Even if you say that year is better, is the fact that it's close, that is an accomplishment alone. Like at the end of the day, this is definitely a historical year for sure.
Well, nobody played. A lot of players didn't play 20 years, but the age at that age, we've seen a Will Chamberlain, a Tim Duncan, and a Kareem ball out.
But listen, you didn't hear what I said. I said the numbers are comparable. Because guess what? Can you also compare LeBron numbers this year to people you got in the top 10 best year numbers? You can.
Oh, best
what did he
year.
average?
Okay,
20,
I get
26, 27?
Yeah, let's compare. I ain't saying no here because like LeBron, if you're on defense and getting hurt, of course it's not better. But just the fact that at age 38 and year 20, his numbers are still comparable, and he's a viable option on a championship contender team even as a second option. That's historical, bro. You gotta tip your. Sometimes like everybody want to pick who their GOAT is in debate, and I feel like the GOAT debate has ruined basketball because a lot of people don't know basketball or watch basketball. Only thing they know is from what they hear people talk about LeBron online and Jordan offline, and just run on every platform, act like they know basketball. They don't watch basketball. Like a perfect example, everybody's saying like, and people got to start exposing themselves. When everybody said, "I'm not watching the finals if the Nuggets and the Heat and like I'm confused on the fact that how you don't want to watch a back-to-back MVP in the finals. Because y'all don't watch basketball. Y'all only care about the Jordan and LeBron debate, and y'all probably barely watch them.
That's the fanboys.
The numbers that LeBron put up this season in year 20 at age 38 is like prime MVP Larry Bird seasons. Like
that's ridiculous, dog. That's what I said. Sometimes we gotta embrace. Like sometimes we gotta let our fandom go and comparing somebody else to go and just tip your hat to them and like embrace what y'all see. Like this is a story. As a basketball fan, you should be happy. It's no matter who you got as a go. You should be happy with what you seen, bro.
Kareem won Finals MVP at this.
And same thing with Kareem. See, once again, you comparing. You tip your hat to Kareem that he won his Finals MVP late too. That's great.
I know there's only a few, you said top 10, so I'm saying like you got your Wilt, your Kareems, and your Duncans.
But when we now when you want to do the but McDuff, when you want to do the compare thing, it's 3 names, right? Jordan, LeBron, Kareem. Automatic 3 goats. If you had any one of them as a GOAT, I don't have, because they all have legit cases to be the GOAT. And nobody can really be mad about that. Without even comparing somebody, you just look at their resume and don't try to say, oh, this person got this. Just look at their complete resumes. They are the 3 GOAT pillars of basketball.
Why hold on. Why is Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell not included resume wise? What you're saying?
Why is Kobe not in there?
I have personally Kobe. Okay, so you want to break down each player individually. I have personally Kobe at 4. But if you look at Kobe's shot selections, he started off as a role player, became a superstar. His shot selection was terrible.
A role player.
Yes, Kobe started off as a role player.
Kobe did actually start off as a role player.
He's the greatest role player to a superstar. But what hurt Kobe is his shot selection and narratives about him being compared to Jordan. That it's dumb, but I'm telling you the honest truth. It's bogus because it's not real basketball talk. But really say shot selection, his bad leadership kind of killed Kobe. When you go,
Kobe would have been a star earlier on had it not been for the coach holding him back.
Hold on, Cody. So are you confident in saying if Kobe wouldn't have gotten traded to the Lakers and he would have stayed with the Charlotte Hornets,
I can't
get he would be an all-time great player?
Don't know that.
Kobe would be. I mean, I don't really know to say, but if Del Harris didn't hold him back, I feel like he would have been a star like around 98 or 90.
He got Eddie Jones started. It's hard to take him out when it's hard.
I get that too. I understand that.
I'm saying because the thing is, this is what I always tell people too. Sometimes it's about luck of the draw. Like Kobe getting traded to the Lakers and being able to play with Shaq and early on, that was a ton of luck involved in there.
Yep.
I mean, he got placed in a beautiful situation. And when he got
Jerry West knew what he was doing.
But then you also have to give Kobe credit for because there's a lot of players getting stuck in the end of the bench that they give up, and then they start having that bench player mentality. Kobe, he maintained the mentality. I'm gonna be a superstar regardless of what these coaches are doing. He had to. A lot of people. We saw Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown. As soon as there was rumors that he was gonna get traded, he completely shut down and turned his whole career into a failure.
Yep.
Right.
If Kobe would have stayed with Charlotte,
y'all gotta remember this is the NBA. Everybody can play, bro. Everybody.
He wouldn't have the championships if he stayed in Charlotte, but he'll be higher on the all-time points list. I think he would have passed Kareem.
No, I don't know. Okay, so wait. I don't think he would have because you got to still factor in the injuries. Then he probably had more toll on his body from how Kobe played and later, early on.
That's your opinion.
33. He's only 3,000.
Oh wait. This is my question before I go to the next player because y'all asked me about. Okay, say if he didn't play with Shaq, right, but he ended up still getting them 2 rings later. So he had 3 finals appearances and 2 rings, but he don't got that 3-peat. Do y'all still have that conversation about Kobe being?
Nah, but remember though, he don't got Phil.
Kobe would be a bad
in that triangle offense as well now.
Yeah, he wouldn't be the triangle either.
He fit that triangle offense perfectly.
If he only won them 2 titles, he would be Kawhi Leonard.
No. This is what y'all are missing. Kobe. Kobe has over 33,000 points. Correct. Didn't start his first 2 seasons and was hurt his last 3 seasons. If you have Kobe, forget the last 3 seasons. If he starts for Charlotte Hornets as a rookie and is the number 1 option, he's only 3,500 away from Kareem. He's about 5 racks from Kareem. He would have passed him. He would have probably caught Kareem. And if you give him if he's that high and you give him 2 championships, yes, he's top 10.
2 questions for you. How many? So, what is your prediction? Or how many points? I got another question after you answer this one.
Wait. Stop.
Hold on, George.
Do you guys know how many times Phil Jackson held Kobe down?
Don't say something. So, how many points do you believe Kobe would have averaged his rookie year?
I think he would have averaged 20 plus.
Okay, at that point in time, who came out of high school averaging that many points?
The only person I can think of is Moses Malone, but at that time, nobody.
Yeah, because even KG, that's the only part that we forget. Like high schoolers wasn't coming in dominating. Even KG didn't come in dominating. So,
but hold on, that's not a score.
So what was AI doing?
Wait a minute.
Hold on, time out.
No, you time out. Do you know how many times Phil Jackson held Kobe back?
Yeah, we understand that. We understand that, George. But what we're saying is Kobe's is a scorer. I think he would have averaged his rookie season as the number one option playing, yes, Kobe with the shot chucking he does, he would have got 20.
Was Grandma
Brian averaged 21 as a rookie. Just to throw
If Shaq wasn't there, Kobe would have averaged more.
I don't know that because y'all got to realize the fact. Look at that time in the 90s. No high schooler coming in and dominated like that, bro. Not
Man,
one.
what y'all got to
he
remember
wouldn't have
is,
dominated, but Kobe as a shot
20
chucker as the
in
number
high
one
school,
option,
that's
he would have
dominating.
averaged. He would have
Can I
averaged
please
at
say
least
something?
20 plus.
Average 20 coming out of high school is dominating at that point in time. That is dominant.
And like
Kobe
and the
went on
Hornets,
a
had
tear.
a lot of guards and wings at that time too.
Yeah,
but what I'm,
This
but I
nigga's
think the
Kobe
one thing we
scored
forgetting
30 on
is that
Jordan.
the one
What
thing
y'all
we
talking
forgetting is
about?
that the one thing that where people are elevating Kobe to all-time great status is not because of the stats, it's because of the championships.
Yep.
Exactly.
Like I don't care if he stays on Charlotte and averages 30 a game every year. If you don't get them championships, you ain't placing him in your top 10.
No,
His stats and championships and accolades for Kobe.
So what I'm saying is he got placed in a beautiful situation.
Accolades.
He got placed with an organization that thirsts for championships and does anything on a year-to-year basis to get them. I mean, it just is what it is. The Lakers are thirsty for championships. This is going to be before LeBron, after LeBron. They always going to be thirsty for championships.
Yeah. Jerry West knew what he was doing.
So it's not even about that. I'm saying this is an organization that does not care about money and will buy championships whenever they see fit. Whenever they see the opportunity, they will try to get any player, any trade to
You
get
play
the
down
next
everything.
I respect the organization like that.
You play
y'all don't
down
respect
everything, Lamont.
Y'all don't
You
respect
play down
organizations like that.
everything.
Yeah, the reason why I know y'all don't respect organizations like that is because when the Lakers made those trades to get better this year, y'all were saying, well, that's the only reason they had success because of the trades. Well, the Lakers have been known to do this. They've been known to do this before LeBron. They've been known to do this after LeBron. They're going to be known to do this after LeBron. This is how they got all the
I said I do respect it.
Remember,
I wish my team would play
if
like
you can go
do
all
like
the way
Lakers.
back,
I
you
wish
can
the
go
Bulls
all the
would
way
play
back
like
to
that,
the
bro.
Magic years. How did they get even the picks to? They was thirsty. They was stealing Cleveland's #1 draft picks, giving away full BS players. They had to make rules to stop the Lakers from trading for so many first-round draft picks.
They were finessing the
They wanted the rings, bro.
Paul.
They got tired of the Boston Celtics.
Larry Bird got drafted and he didn't even come out.
They tired of the Celtics. The Celtics stole their championship success back in the 60s, so they figured that they had to get back.
SB, what about Wilt? How is Wilt not in the conversation?
Okay, now the Wilt. Okay, so the Wilt not in the conversation because the playoff from statistically looking at how he played, because obviously none of us didn't watch that, but at a point in time he was one of the most dominant players. We got to tip your hat to him for that. But the playoff drop off. Also, it's well documented that he was clearly a stat chaser, so his numbers look more boosted than what it's supposed to be.
A stat chaser. That's kind of crazy, bro.
Yeah, that is.
Look, all you got to do is do your research. Is well documented. I ain't got to go in it because I'm not.
I mean, bro had a quadruple double. Nobody ever had that but him.
But it's well. I was just saying it's well documented. Also, with him, he being detrimental to his team, but his style of play. It was a point in time himself just dropped him off compared to other leaders of the team. And then also people dock him. I'm saying from a realistic perspective, not me how I feel. People dock him from his era too. Then you go to Bill Russell, same thing. People really just dock him for his era.
You said this shit was.
All right,
I don't crap on the 60s.
I'm not gonna do that. The first thing that I say about Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell when people say inflated stats or their era, their era they played at a faster pace.
Agreed.
And Wilt Chamberlain is averaging 45 minutes per game for his career. He's playing 80 games a season, averaging 45 minutes a game. His stats are not inflated. Nobody's finna run no 45 minutes a game for your career. So that's that. Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, to me, they should be in that conversation. Bill Russell, we already know the 11 championships and won 2 championships as a player coach.
But
hold on real quick. And with Wilt Chamberlain, if you want scoring, he's got that. If you want defense, he's the all-time leading rebounder. Blocks wasn't a stat, but he's got at least 50 games with multiple double-digit blocks. And he's got 2 championships, 7 scoring titles, MVP. Like he should be. His resume is up there with anybody's.
You know what hurts? You know, I'm gonna tell you what hurts Wilt to me. And I there's a dude who has a channel, and He actually goes back and he replays all of the old games and he takes the stats himself. And he's done about like 70 games on Wilt Chamberlain, especially the games where they say he has like 40 and 29 or 30 ridiculous number of rebounds and assists. And it don't add up right. They've even gotten his points wrong sometimes. Like there was a game where they said he had like 55 points, but when you rewatch the game and count the points up, he only had like 27. And it's just like, so
I
you
never
can.
heard.
I don't know about that.
Hold on. All I'm saying,
all y'all gotta do is do your own research, bro.
I'm saying, don't take my word for it. I mean, I can once I pull the link up and put his channel link in the chat, and y'all go watch and y'all can see if he capping. But at the end of the day, this was something. This is the accusations that's been placed on a ton. It's just like, remember, 50 and 40 rebounds in a game is kind of insane. That's a ton of misses. And if it is the case that he's grabbing all them rebounds, then I wouldn't be opposed to somebody looking at the level of competition because I want to know who's out there missing 50 shots where you can grab 50 of those rebounds. And how do you have teammates that also had double-digit rebounds in the same game?
And that's cool. You can question that, but again, the pace of the 60s was faster. There's that's been documented to back up that source, and he's averaging 45 minutes. You could be a bum. If you put in 45 minutes a game, you're gonna have inflated stats as well. Even as a bum, you at least getting 25, 30. You could be a bum.
I can argue
that.
You still not explaining 50 rebounds, though, brother.
A bum averaging 40 playing the whole game is gonna get some.
Why are people saying that his 100-point game doesn't exist just because there's no footage?
I don't know. He already scored 100. I think we just
If it's already been accusations about why his stats being a certain way, of course they're gonna question that too.
But okay, so
to me, it's just a bunch of casual fans that don't know.
But Mac Def, though, even if a guy dominated and paces as fast as it is, why wasn't he winning? And then you see why his regular season numbers, why
because his team was bad.
No, listen. But then if that was the case, if Wilt was the same player, like of course your numbers gonna drop a little bit. For his numbers, for his playoff numbers, the regular season numbers, not even close to the same. It like his playoff numbers were like more realistic to what he really was doing compared to what he was in the regular season.
With his playoff numbers, they drastically drop when he started to win championships from 67 on. He was average in 66. He won the scoring title, averaging 36. When he won the championship in 67, his scoring went down to 18. So, but he won the championship because they told him to be unselfish. But he led the league in assists that season with 7. So his playoff numbers dropped as he got older and as he chose to be more unselfish to playing winning basketball. If you want to say the stats is inflated and this pace and the air, that's cool. My thing is with Bill and Wilt Chamberlain, 45 minutes per game for your career is insane. And plus Wilt Chamberlain, he beat Bill Russell and he beat Kareem. So Kareem could be your top 3, but Wilt Chamberlain still got one on him. And
when we're talking about this, what are you trying to say? You saying he needs to be ranked higher?
I'm saying I'm saying Wilt Chamberlain, who's not in a lot of people's top 10, he should be cemented in the GOAT debate. If somebody got Wilt Chamberlain number 1, I'm not arguing.
Yeah, but MacDef, it's a very easy explanation for that. We live in a day and time where most fans, because of Michael Jordan, are judging players' own championships.
Yep.
That's it. I mean, it is what it is. And then when you call out Bill Russell's name, then they run to competition.
Also, Lamont.
So I mean, it is what it is. And
Also,
and you can't really argue with them.
Let me say that to my shorty comment real quick. Also, Lamont, people don't give, like Jordan came in the league as one of the best players, right? But people don't give new players nowadays break like they did Jordan. Before Jordan started winning, he already had multiple scoring titles, MVPs, and stacked up his resume. So by the time he started winning, everything else is already on top of everything. So he was already good, but they don't get no other player no break. As soon as we see somebody good, all right, when you gonna win? They just did that to Jokic, and he lost the MVP off that.
Yeah, that's a fact too.
What you mean?
They
they criticized Jordan.
MVP. You said what?
I said they was like when Jordan wasn't winning, best believe when he kept getting beat by the Pistons, they was actually giving him that work. Like, yo,
They
when you
absolutely
gonna
were.
win, my dude?
Yeah, they were saying that you can't win by scoring all them
You
points.
lying, Pootie. You are
They were saying
lying,
that
bro.
a player who led the league in
Bro.
scoring can
You know what they
win
were
the
saying?
championship.
I'm gonna tell you what
That was the knock against Jordan.
They were saying he can't win with his style of play. That's what they
Right.
were saying. They wasn't
Right.
saying when is he gonna win. They said we know he can't win with that style.
Yeah,
Right.
mostly
And LeBron's criticism
basically the same thing.
That ain't the
and
same thing.
And they criticized LeBron because they was giving him all this credit and he hadn't won yet. A lot of the older players were speaking out saying, why are y'all crowning him when he ain't won nothing yet? And I think that's kind of what not add to the fact that Boston was beating their head in, but also I think that's also why he went to Miami too, so he could get that ring and get that monkey off his back.
That's
Get some
true.
help.
Why did he have to go to Miami though?
To get some help, because wasn't nobody gonna play with him.
Yeah, Cleveland
was the number one seed, bro.
But I don't crucify nobody for going to join a super team. You still
What? Come on, Mike.
Let me finish. The reason for that is because you still not guaranteed to win. Magic didn't win. Magic and Kareem didn't win every year. You still had Bob McAdoo, Hall of Famer, Jamal Wilkes, Hall of Famer, James Worthy, Hall of Famer. You had 5 Hall of Famers. They didn't win every year. Bird was not winning every year.
Yeah, but Bird stood 10 toes down, and so did Magic, and so did Jordan.
But they still had super teams.
And so did Patrick Ewing. He stayed 10 toes down.
Ewing didn't have no super team, bro.
Yeah, he didn't have no super team.
And Ewing wanted out of New York. He wanted out. He just couldn't leave because of the CBA.
And the thing about Magic and Bird, the reason why they wasn't winning every year is because they was going against each other. You had Magic with a super team, Bird with a super team, and even Philly had a super team.
How are they super teams, bro?
Huh?
How's who?
They were great teams, but they weren't super teams.
You said
Who was the super team?
You
What are
said
you
the
talking
Boston
about?
Celtics weren't a super team?
They were a great team, but they weren't a super team.
So hold on. So what is your
But
definition?
you call
of a super
Bill
team,
Russell
sir?
Celtics a super team.
What is your definition of a super
considering who
team?
they had, with 3 or more with 3 or more superstars or all stars, bro.
Superstars or all
They had superstars off the bench, brother.
Yeah,
To
superstars
me,
on the floor. What are
the
you talking
superstars
about?
were Larry Bird and Kevin McHale.
And Dennis Johnson.
And Dennis Johnson's the Finals MVP with the
And Kevin
Superstars.
McHale came off the bench before for that same team you talking about.
And you forgetting about Tiny Archibald.
What are you talking about, bro? He ain't played with them.
And then the Lakers won the championship and got a top draft pick and got James Worthy, brother. What not a super team you talking about? That's like if Denver win right now, then they go get Victor Wembanyama or Scoot Henderson.
Well, not yet. They too young.
No, I'm saying they just finessed the Cavs and got that pick. But that's all I'm saying.
Larry Bird got drafted and he was still in college. He didn't even come out that year. They drafted him a year early. Imagine if the Spurs already had Victor Wembanyama or whoever had the number 1 draft pick last year. They drafted Victor and he's not even in the league yet. Like they've been.
That actually would be crazy.
They would. They niggas has been finessing.
It was crazy. That's why it was black, bro. They was
Niggas drafted Bird as a junior. He like, man, I'm going back.
Greg Popovich is definitely not going to
We'll
retire.
wait.
Celtics and the
Nigga
Lakers
Red
was
Auerbach was like,
finessing,
we'll
bro.
wait.
They was finessing.
That nigga said, we'll wait.
Greg Popovich is definitely not going to retire now.
I don't think he's going to retire, but I think his coaching style is getting kind of past his time.
You got to see him with a superstar, see what he do.
I don't know. He better really get a good staff of assistants to help him out because I don't think.
Yeah, he had a superstar. He ran Kawhi out of town.
And all them.
As long as
all the
Kyrie's
staff
with him,
coaching
I'm
jobs.
good.
All the staff keep getting coaching jobs, so I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
you
They
gotta regroup.
keep leaving. They keep going elsewhere. So. But Becky Hammond, she got herself into some trouble. Ain't nobody talking about it, which is surprising.
Oh yeah, I heard that. I was like,
crazy.
look at Becky out there.
Imagine, check this out. Imagine how the media slammed Udoka for his situation, but they ain't said a word about Becky Hammond.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And we're talking about Becky
I agree.
Hammond and the accusations against her against a black woman. Like you literally got all the but they ain't said a word about her.
Oh, she was on that van.
I'm telling you, it's a racist media, bro.
I always like Becky Hammond.
And they went light on the punishment.
And the female was pregnant.
Yeah.
I'm talking about blasted a black woman for being pregnant.
Oh man,
Becky out there getting that Becky out there. Okay, I see.
come on now. Yeah,
It's racist
that's
media,
a
bro.
scandal, bro.
That's all it is.
2 games?
Man.
That's crazy.
Malika Andrews ain't say nothing about her.
Oh,
Didn't say a word.
Nah.
Man.
Because Malika Andrews is a,
We know who her target is.
Black brothers are obviously,
Man, she destroyed my team right now.
She's a witch.
We know what kind of people Malika Andrews like to go after.
Yep, she like to go after black men.
Somebody hurt.
Did you see what she did on draft night, taking away the shine from the drafted players? Like, she is terrible, bro. Like, she is disgusting, bro.
I see why Giannis walked out of that interview when she asked him that question, bro.
That's crazy.
Man, Middleton looked up like, hey, don't leave me right here with that shit.
Speaking of Giannis, I want him to destroy the league next season.
Well,
I really do.
He has to improve his game.
Well, he has to have a team. He don't need to improve his game. He needs a better team.
Yeah.
Number one seed.
I'm glad they fired Mike Budenholzer. I'm glad they fired that coach.
Hold on. Go ahead. What's your take on the LeBron topic?
Well, Lamar, I seen your title, man. You got, and I had to check again just to make sure you said, is LeBron the GOAT, not a GOAT? So then I had to come in because I know I see you got Jordan on the thumbnail. And I'm like, I might have missed it, but are you saying that he's even close to Jordan in terms of being the GOAT?
No, I'm asking you a question. You can
The
answer.
thumbnail is totally disrespectful.
Hold on. Y'all read it. The title is a question. Is
all right.
LeBron the official
That
go to
is
basketball
legacy.
after a historic season?
You know what? The only thing, I've only put 2 things out there, and I've never got anybody to battle on these 2 things, is the consecutive chips and the getting consecutive chips for one team. I don't even want to get into any of the other analytics because no one has ever been able to knock those 2 down.
Going back to back for the Miami.
Three consecutive
But
twice
NBA takes
on one team.
But wouldn't it be more impressive? Like
No.
like you say, it's impressive to win all them championships with one team, one system, which is what most of the teams who did it with. Is it more difficult to win multiple championships with multiple teams?
No.
Different systems,
Absolutely
different coaches?
not. Absolutely not. And the reason why I say that is because when you're going through multiple, it's not like you're saying, okay, I could win another one here, but I'll go try somewhere else. You're saying, I don't think I could win another one here. Let me go somewhere else and try and win another one.
What's the difference?
No, that's not.
There's a big difference.
What I'm saying is, when you have to go to another team under another coach under another system, and you have to rebuild up a contender and then go win a championship, you saying it's easier to place yourself in a new situation and win championships as opposed to be comfortable and stay in the same spot for a long time and win championships?
When LeBron the first 2 times LeBron left his team to go to another team, the team was better than the team he was on. So it's like he left the team that he felt he couldn't win a chip.
But NBA quick takes. When he left
Right,
Miami,
so
when he left Miami to go back to Cleveland, that was a whole bunch of unknowns. The Cleveland was a horrible team. They had the number 1 pick overall. They hadn't traded for Kevin Love yet, so you didn't even know what that pick was going to turn into, what player they were going to get in return. You had a good player in Kyrie, but he hadn't won anything. There was more unknowns when he went back to Cleveland than anything. Like
I think LeBron had an idea.
He could have stayed in Miami. He understood how good of a GM Pat Riley was, and he knew that Pat Riley was going to continue building a contender around him. That would have been the easy thing to do, to go to a team and a coach and a GM with a whole bunch of unknowns and then make them a contender, and not just make them a contender, win a championship. That's harder to me. You have to hit the reset button with a different franchise and a different system. How do you Why do we praise guys for just staying in one spot, being comfortable?
Because they stood 10 toes down.
No, there's no such thing as 10 toes down. Like y'all say that, but half the players that y'all claim want to be 10 toes down,
I mean,
a lot of them were
MJ
stuck.
left after field left. I mean,
a lot of them
wanted to leave.
Remember, Jordan tells the Bulls organization, "I'm not playing for any other coach other than Phil," because he was comfortable under Phil. He verbally said that.
I don't know how to feel about this.
He didn't want the challenge of having to deal with another coach. He didn't want that challenge.
Hey, Lamar, so you think Curry should have left when things got rough?
Exactly my point. No,
Curry. What do you mean, Curry?
I'm saying when things got rough, do you think Curry should have left?
Steph Curry?
I mean,
when did things
Curry wasn't winning every year.
You know what, rough for Curry though?
No, they had some rough years where people were saying they dynasty is over.
No. The only rough years they had were the years where there were just injuries, and you knew they weren't the same because guys were injured. There was really never a year where they were all 100% healthy, and Curry. No, it was.
I agree with you on that, but don't you think he should have left? Like they injured.
Why would he leave?
First of all,
he's a dynasty. Why would he leave?
First of all, he can't just leave if he's under contract. We're talking about a LeBron James who's never demanded a trade. He's always paid his dues by fulfilling his entire contract and then leaving when the contract is up. Unlike other stars like the KDs and some of these other guys who are mid-contract demanding trades, like the Kyrie who was playing great with Brooklyn this year, demands a trade. Like he hasn't done that. So when y'all say jump ship, so it's just because you sign with a team and you fulfill and you have full obligation, your contract is up. Why is he obligated to stay?
Don't you think he was structuring his contracts like that so they can sign other players?
I still believe Dame could win a title in Portland.
Bro, you know what, Lamar? I respect your take on that.
What you mean?
I'm a Portland fan. We're not winning no chip no time soon. What are you talking about?
All they gotta do is just get the correct pieces,
bro.
And the right people.
Bro, you know how hard it is. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say it's hard. It's hard to get these championships. See, the Portland is the exact example of how hard it is to get a chip, even when you have a star player. So even just because you have LeBron, don't mean nothing's given. You still got to build a contender, and then you have to go be a contender. That's not easy.
Okay, so it's harder to win a championship staying 10 toes down.
They made it to the Western Conference Finals.
Y'all only apply that 10 toes down stuff because y'all just came out of a 90s era where every star was stuck on their team, and that's what y'all had to endure.
You know what?
Hold on, real quick.
You know what?
Hold on.
You know why I gotta respect your take on. Let me just put something on there. You know why I gotta respect Lamont's take on that?
He thought Spoelstra and LeBron saw eye to eye.
I don't know what
you know. What you know?
I would have much rather LeBron went 4 and 6.
Is the Bulls organization was laid out the right. Everything was right. So I gotta admit, you do have a point there, but it's at least debatable on.
No, NBA takes the Bulls organization. What they did was, remember, this was a time. Let's not act like it was all about loyalty. Horace Grant wanted out, demanded trades. We just had Scott Williams on the show. He demanded a trade. He wanted out of Chicago. He got out. Pippen was stuck. He signed a long-term deal his rookie year, which you can no longer do anymore. Pippen wanted out. The Bulls just wouldn't trade him. So again, a lot of the players were stuck. Hakeem Olajuwon demanded a trade, wanted out of Houston. He was stuck in a bad contract for a long time. So it's all of them. Ewing wanted out of New York, but then when he tried to leave, he saw that the CBA was constructed to where if he left his team, he would have to take a 75 to 80% pay cut just to leave. That's what Horace Grant did. That first year in Orlando, he was making league minimum so that they could get his bird rights. He didn't get paid to that second year in Orlando. So unless you were willing to do what Horace Grant did, which was take a massive pay cut just to leave your team, y'all claim loyalty. It was just these guys didn't want to take 70 to 80% pay cuts just to leave their team. The league was designed to favor the owners, not the players. The CBA changed that. And when it changed, the players started moving.
If you ask me,
but I'm actually agreeing with you that
it's not loyalty.
The Bulls were
y'all just call a guy being stuck on the team loyalty. That's not loyalty.
No.
How is that not loyalty, bro?
Because these guys wanted out.
So you think
it's not even
it's
about loyalty
harder
though.
to jump ship and win a championship than
Hell yeah, it's
staying
harder to
with one
switch teams
team?
and go.
What?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, Lamont. We've seen a dynasty in Shaq and Kobe. That crumbled. He was 7th place, didn't even make a playoffs one year, and then it
And
got
they
built
had to
back
build
up.
it
To
back
me,
up. And they
yes,
had to
but
build it back
that's
up.
and that is that not difficult?
Okay,
Is that not hard?
Hold on,
let me put another something
hold
else
on,
on the.
MacDev. What I want to say is, you're talking about an organization in the Lakers who are probably the best in NBA history at building up championship contenders. Now, stick Kobe with Dan Gilbert and the Cleveland Cavaliers, and let's see how long it take them to build up a championship contender. Then
That's a hypothetical.
ain't no hypothetical.
I'm not going.
Gilbert.
They did make the
Dan
finals
Gilbert
in
piss
07.
away.
I'm not going to
piss away
debate that.
opportunity after opportunity to build around LeBron. It took LeBron leaving for him to learn. Okay, let me go ahead and start spending money. So look, we know.
Can I ask you a question?
They were the number one seeds in 09 and 010.
Kobe just
Lamont,
wasn't
you're
stupid.
basically answering your question.
Remember,
It's harder. It's
hold
harder to
on.
stay
Did Kobe-
with one
did
organization and
demand
try to
trade?
win.
Did Kobe demand a trade because the Lakers at that point in time wasn't doing enough?
He did demand a trade. He did.
And when
You're
he demanded the trade,
correct.
what did the
That's
Lakers
why it's
get in the
hard to
season do?
win.
They got him Paul Gasol.
It would have
Thank
been
you.
easier for
Okay,
him to
can I
get traded.
can I
to
put
the
something
Bulls.
out there? Because
But he stayed. It don't matter. He
I
stayed.
actually brought this. I
He
actually brought
blocked the
this
Bro
trade.
not
subject to the
making
table. So
no sense with his
can I put
argument.
something on it?
blocked
Let me
the
put something
trade.
on it. Let me put
Y'all
something
are
on it though.
slow.
Let me put
Kobe
something on it.
publicly demanded
Because
a
at the
trade.
end of the day,
Publicly.
it was me. It was me that thought the other way. But now when Lamont put that on the table, I'm looking at it like, okay, if you put LeBron on the Bulls organization with the
You're a
coach
cheerleader.
and the right players around him, then he probably gets the amount of chips that Jordan has. Possibly.
No.
That's why I could say it,
I mean,
because
it
you're
could go
talking
either
about.
way.
It's like him being on the Lakers. It's like him being on the Lakers the whole time.
You don't know
How many
Jerry
chips
Krause.
would he have had?
So if LeBron stayed in Miami, you don't think Pat Riley in the city of Miami don't attract free agency to come and play
LeBron wanted to
with
get rid
LeBron
of
in Miami?
Spoelstra.
Yeah,
Y'all don't know
it's
that?
possible.
but MacDev,
It's
we
possible,
all know.
but
we all
you
know
would have had to
LeBron
went.
going back to Cleveland was an emotional move. He felt like he probably left, and it was like a job undone. He came back to the city of Cleveland. What did he do? He gave them their
One of the
first
championship.
I think,
right? And he gave them what no one else has ever been able to do. So
Kyrie gave him
again,
the
if it's
championship.
so easy to
Yeah,
build up
but-
these championships, how come that was Cleveland's first?
LeBron left Miami.
I still would have much rather him win
Because
4 and 6
they
while in Cleveland.
lost.
Kyrie gave him a championship.
If he would have went 4 or
I
6 in
think-
Cleveland,
hold on.
okay.
I think it's harder to win a championship. If Victor Wembanyama gets drafted by the Spurs, it's gonna take years for him to win a championship. The Spurs
I don't know
are
about
for shit. He ain't
So,
getting
hey,
going through the West like
No,
that.
hold on, but
It's
Mac-
gonna take.
hey, can I-
listen,
so can
hold
I-
on. It's
Mac
gonna
Jeff,
take him
how
years
long
to
would it
get.
take Wembanyama to win a championship if you pair him with a prime LeBron?
Correct, but where are
I
they
would say
going
2
to-
years.
Where are they going to
He
get a
said
prime
a prime
LeBron?
LeBron.
What I'm saying is the only thing that's been
Prime.
consistent with all these teams is LeBron. It's LeBron that's bringing the championship MO. It's not these other guys. These other guys are not championship caliber players. LeBron makes them championship caliber players.
Okay.
Kyrie
Put him,
Love.
hold on. Put
Except
that
for
same
Miami,
player
except
No,
with a
no,
prime
no, no.
Kyrie.
After when he left Miami,
Put that
yes,
same
but not
player
when he
with a
went to
prime
Miami.
Kyrie.
You said what?
Put that same player with a prime Kyrie.
What same player?
The same that young guy y'all talking about.
We just saw Kyrie with Luka and they couldn't win shit. They couldn't
I said with
win.
you said with a prime LeBron. I say put him with a prime Kyrie.
Kyrie is in his prime and he ain't won nothing.
No, he not. No, he not.
He in his prime now.
Hey, George,
No, he not.
Kyrie is almost at the end of his prime.
Didn't Kyrie play with Jason? Didn't he play with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and those guys?
The only time
in his
Kyrie
prime,
was with LeBron. The only time
So y'all think it's harder to y'all think it's harder to jump ship and win a championship? Y'all think it's
Let me
tough?
hold on. Let me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In the context, hold up, though. In the context that Lamont put it, it's not just whether you leave or whether you stay. but LeBron did leave and go to a team that was not as complete as Miami. So I do gotta admit that Lamar's right on that.
I'm gonna raise
It's
my
not
hand.
just
In
he should
real
leave and
time,
go to any team.
in real time, LeBron was the best player in the world, and the Eastern Conference was not it. It didn't matter if he could have went to Toronto.
The man
We would have
said
thought
in his
LeBron is going to the
prime.
freaking finals. He could have went anywhere.
That's a fact, Mac. That's a fact.
The thing that I'm trying to get across to y'all
Do you know
is
how
that
great you got to be to where it don't matter what team we place you on, you're a
yeah,
championship
look, we
contender?
talking about LeBron. LeBron's going to be great anywhere, and he's probably going to be the number
ridiculous.
one option.
Now,
but if he stays 10 toes, if he stays loyal to Miami, we don't know what's going to happen.
The same thing with Jordan, Macduff.
We do know what's going to happen. We know D Wade got injured in 2013.
What are you talking
We
about?
do know
Exactly.
What are you talking
And you say the same thing that you just said about LeBron with Jordan or Kobe.
In their
Hold on, say
prime?
what, Lamont? What are you talking
In
about?
their prime?
I'm saying if you take a prime Jordan and stick him on any team, irregardless of skill, talent, experience, anything, that they turn into an instant championship contender.
Yes.
We saw that with Jordan.
In what
we saw that
year?
with Kobe.
What year? What are you talking
We
about?
saw a prime Kobe with inferior players. They were trash. We
Correct.
saw a prime Kobe with Kwame
That's a
Brown,
fact.
and they
That's
were
a
trash.
fact. That's a fact. But he didn't get. But he didn't.
Saw a prime
Hold on,
Kobe
you're
Bryant
making my point.
beg his
You're kind of
his
making my
organization,
point.
trade me or get me more help. We saw that.
Correct. It's harder to stay with an organization
LeBron has
and
been
keep
so good.
and win
LeBron
every
has
year.
never needed to say trade me or get help. LeBron has said, "I am the championship element."
That's another subject.
LeBron
we
is the
understand
championship
they ask for
element.
trades, but we're talking about is it
You've been
harder
part
to
of 70
be traded
trades.
and win, or harder to stay with an
LeBron has never
organization?
said trade me or get me more help. LeBron has never said that.
That's a fact. I
LeBron
agree
has
with you on
fulfilled
that.
his contract. Everywhere he's been and on every team that he's been on, except the first stint in Cleveland, he's won a championship.
Yes, those are facts.
He's made sure he's been the piece. When he left Miami, D Wade and Bosh was complete garbage. Since what is Kevin Love and Kevin? What is Kevin Love and Kyrie done?
They made the playoffs.
All these stars that y'all say LeBron's played with, tell me about their careers without LeBron.
Dwayne Wade?
No.
Tell me about
Hold on.
Hey,
they're Hall of Famers.
Dwayne Wade. Okay.
Tell me
they're Hall of Famers.
And Kyrie Irving was cooking the league before LeBron came back.
Chris Bosh is a Hall of Famer because of LeBron.
Love?
They're all Hall of
Famers.
What did Kevin Love do before and after Bron?
Somebody
answer that.
He was cooking, putting up 26 points.
Somebody answer that.
Kevin Love has a stat.
I don't care about no regular stats, bro.
So I can't relay. They can cut you off. Y'all mad at that? Don't be mad at that. That man's a freaking Hall of Famer.
Kevin Love was dropping 30 points, 20 rebounds, and
thank you.
Why he was on the Timberwolves? What's wrong with these dudes?
What are you talking about?
It don't matter. He was still putting up
What
numbers.
was that stat for, though?
Hold on.
He
was putting up numbers.
Hold on, y'all.
What was that stat for?
I can swear when the Lakers was losing and LeBron was averaging 30 a game, y'all was saying he was stat pad.
Right. Like, what are we talking about?
A lot of it was.
Not making 30 points, 20 rebounds, not making the playoffs, not stat padding.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Make
So to the LeBron fans, real quick. Do you think it was harder for LeBron to stay with the Lakers? Or would it have been harder, or what people were talking about, trade him back to get him back to Cleveland? Do you think the road would have been more difficult with the Lakers, or trading him back to Cleveland and having that squad?
Are you talking about Miami
right now?
No, right now, because y'all want to say it's harder to go to another team and win.
Bro,
so when everybody was
but
talking
you're
about
taking it out of context,
real quick, let me finish. So y'all
Send
get
him
the
back
question.
to Cleveland for Donovan Mitchell.
Y'all were talking to people were saying that he's getting ready to go back to Cleveland because they got a squad. So do y'all think it's harder to either stay in with the Lakers and try to win, which he did, or he could have got traded to the Cavaliers and try to win with them? Which one is more difficult to do?
I'm gonna answer your question, bro. Let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you a question. Let me ask you or to stay with the Patriots and win.
It was harder for him to win with other Patriots. What are you talking about?
I don't watch football, so
when he
I
went
really
to
wouldn't know.
hold on, when he went to Tampa Bay, they was
They
the
loaded the
most
team
talent.
up.
They had the most loaded team in the
They
NFL.
loaded the team up, bro.
They was 7-9. They went 8-9.
No, that's last year. We're talking about last
The
year.
year
We're talking
before he
about
came.
we talking about when he
man,
first went. They was the most loaded team in the NFL. And you're not even talking about you're not even talking about a prime. Hold on, you're not even talking about a prime Tom Brady. With Tom Brady to win those 3
Thank you.
Super
It wasn't
Bowls
even
in
a
the
prime Tom Brady.
2000s, and then 10 years later, have to win another 3. That 10-year gap, he stayed with the Patriots. If he would have went to another team that was loaded, he would have won Super Bowl. But he stayed with that organization. There's a 10-year gap of him winning Super Bowls,
So
bro.
that's
hard. That's difficult,
bro.
He stayed with Bill Belichick, bro. What you talking about?
The conversation at the end of the day,
y'all are
it's being
crazy.
taken way out of context because
What Bill
one of the
Belichick
things
doing
you
now?
have to one of the things you have to remember is the organization. Think about the Pacers and Reggie Miller. Think about a team like Cleveland. If LeBron
And Reggie Miller stood 10 toes
leaving
down.
an organization like Miami, the one thing I could agree, because look, I'm the one that put the debate there, and Lamont, I have to agree. He actually put something on the table that I have to say, okay, it actually makes sense. If you go to an organization from Miami, you know Miami's going to figure out a way to get chips. Look at them right now. They're on their way going back to the finals. It's about the organization. It's not just about whether you stay with the team or not. You know, the Bulls was one of the top organizations, top coach, top everything. You see what I'm saying? From the staff down. So it's not just about what team. It's about the organization.
Yeah, but the grass isn't always green on the other side. That's what y'all fail to realize.
Can I get in?
I've been listening
It's
for.
harder to leave a team like Miami and go to a team like Cleveland and keep winning. It is. It is.
You know why it's not? You know why it's
An
not?
organization.
He didn't go there. He didn't go there to win a championship in the first year.
You get all his chips there. All the chips he has now, he could have got in Miami.
But I don't understand. You're making it. Lamont literally ran down teams and players who stood 10 toes down who haven't won anything, and has explained already how it would be harder to move a team, move coaches and system, and win a ring. First things first. Just sat here and gave a hypothetical. If the Lakers right now traded LeBron James back to Cleveland, would it be harder for him there? Yes. Because to get LeBron James, you're going to have to give up a lot of capital in that team. You're going to have to give up a lot of good players on that team. So yes, it would be go back to Cleveland and win, and it would be harder to do that. Stay in LA. It would definitely be harder because you're giving up a whole bunch of pieces to get LeBron.
I'm gonna say straight up, if LeBron went straight, if he was drafted straight to Miami, he probably has more chips than Jordan, or if not, the same amount.
Hey man, I'm trying to figure out where y'all. I'm trying to
Cleveland, he probably would have had five legitimate championships.
In Miami, it's the organization. It's not just the team; it's the organization.
But hold
if he
up,
played his whole career in
other
Miami,
lie has to stop being told. This other lie has to stop being told. Miami was not good when he went there. When he went back to Cleveland, Cleveland was not good when he went there. When he went to LA, LA was not good when he went there. That's just lies.
Yeah.
Nobody said that Miami was good.
It wasn't good either.
But once they became a super team and started winning championships,
Miami was a playoff team.
Hold on. I got a question though.
Miami was a contender?
They were a playoff team with a super
Miami a contender.
They wasn't a contender, but they were a playoff. Hold on.
LeBron got there.
I'm not a contender, so hold on. I'm not a contender, but I'm a playoff team with a superstar.
But they went to the finals and won.
We're one piece away. We're 2 pieces away.
So you go get LeBron James. That's your piece.
None of you guys are telling the truth.
I don't think the Knicks are a contender, but they made the playoffs. They made the second round.
I'm a Knicks fan.
They're one piece away. They're not a bad team.
None of you guys
I'm a
are
Knicks
telling
fan
the
myself.
truth.
But yo, this is what I wanted to touch on because I heard some people say something about like it's not harder to win with different teams or all that. Kyrie been trying to win with 4 different teams since leaving Cleveland, and how that been working out.
Horrible.
Kyrie's not LeBron.
All right, but
George, hold on, because George, you just said Kyrie. George, you just said Kyrie won Bron the championship. So why he not on that level?
What did
Based
you
off
say?
what you said. Based off what you said, why is Kyrie not on that level? You said he won Bron the championship.
I said he brought up Kyrie Irving, and we talking about LeBron James.
No, right, but I'm saying you just said 5 minutes ago Kyrie won Bron the championship. So why can't we talk about Kyrie like we talk about Bron, according to you?
Because nobody goes to play with LeBron. LeBron goes to play with other people.
That's a lie.
I don't say that for Miami.
I don't know.
I don't say that for Miami.
That's just not true. A troll. I don't know.
LeBron went to Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
What's up with bro?
What'd you say?
I mean,
Yeah, he might have a point, but what does that? What does it mean?
That's just not true.
Why do y'all not listen to what D Wade and Bosh actually say?
What they say?
Why do y'all completely forget the fact that Bosh and Wade both said we told LeBron we don't want to go play in Cleveland because it was a shit city and it was a shit organization. They said if we get together, we got to do it in Miami. Why? Because it's Miami.
And plus, Miami had more.
First of all, why they plotting and conspiring in the first place?
Do y'all know how many players told LeBron James, "No, I'm not coming there to play because it was Cleveland"?
Amari Stoudemire told him no. D Wade told him no.
If you're LeBron, you're not supposed to care. You're supposed to stay and try to win it anyway.
So you telling me? So those players sit up there and committed to tampering?
I have a question.
Keep developing your key role players and win that way.
I have a question for the panel and like that dude next to Lamont to his right. So like, how's it like when players stay loyal? Like, look at Damian Lillard. I understand you stay there, but if your organization is completely incompetent and you're not winning, it's like the definition of insanity is to keep on doing the same thing, expecting different results. Like Damian Lillard, I feel like Portland should have been traded Dame, and I feel like
what you mean by that? You know that's dumb for Portland, bro.
Hold on, can you let me explain it? Because
go ahead. For Portland.
Because like Portland right now, you had the number 3 overall pick. You might as well restart because Damian Lillard's 32 and you have young players. These young guys need development. Dame's on a time frame where he wants to win. It's an inconsistent time frame with your players. With Portland, you did all you could with Damian Lillard. It wasn't good enough. You might as well trade Damian Lillard and use that number 3 pick to get Scoot Henderson and rebuild your team and restart because it's too late. It's kind of like like the prime years when Dame was in there, you couldn't win because the Golden State Warriors, this, that, and the West isn't going nowhere. Like even if Portland gets like a concrete towns, that's not going to make them a contender. It's just a same mediocrity, the same thing over and over. Mediocrity all over, and Dame's going to get older and older, and we don't know how much he has left in the tank. That's why I said Portland right now needs to trade Damian Lillard and just commit to a rebuild with your young talent. And I feel like they do that, they're not going to be completely trash because they have a good coach and a good young core.
My thing is this: Dame is still in his prime. He could still, if not even get them to the finals, get them to the playoffs.
He get in the playoffs. Yeah, to the playoffs.
What does that do to?
Explain to me how the Blazers, just with Dame, get to the NBA Finals. Please explain this to me.
All they gotta do is just get him the right pieces. That's all.
Okay.
Somebody in the front office ain't really doing their job.
Pooty. What I'm saying. So front office personnel, just like we see Bob Myers with the Warriors, who's one of the best in the NBA. Then you see some guys who are the worst, right? So what I'm saying is, how do they go find the best GM? Do they go try to steal Bob Myers from the Warriors and offer him $30 million a year or something? Like,
no.
So what do they do? How do they go get somebody who can build a championship contender?
I would.
Yeah, that matters, man.
I mean,
they just got to be smart with their options and their future round draft picks.
But here's the thing though. Jeremy Grant's a free agent. He might be out the door. Damian Lillard is 32 years old.
First of all, why would they trade CJ McCollum?
Because they're trying to make winning moves. They're trying to make a win now move, and it didn't work out. They traded CJ because hey, it didn't work with CJ, so let's try it again.
Yeah, but they traded his Robin. Dame was Batman and CJ was Robin. They essentially traded his
How
Robin.
many finals?
CJ McCollum is not good enough
How
to be
many
the second
NBA
best
finals
player
did they get
on
to
the
with Dame and
championship
CJ?
team.
They got to one conference finals.
No, how many
They got
NBA
swept.
finals did they get to with Dame and
Zero.
Exactly.
Okay,
That's
so
why
what
they
makes you
traded
think
him.
it
Too
was
small of
successful?
a backcourt.
Why was it
How
successful?
many years did they? How many years did they play?
But look at what he was doing with the Pelicans.
Cody, were they not the worst defensive backcourt in basketball?
Yes.
They was.
So why keep it? If you know defense wins championships, why keep the worst defensive backcourt in basketball together?
And
Because of what he could provide offensively and things of that nature.
But
How many years did they play together? 5 years.
I got you, but what CJ provides offensively is not the same caliber as like other number twos. Like it's not the Steph, Clay, and Dre duo because they.
What is Jeremy doing actually?
Exactly. That's the point. That's the whole point we're making. These players, them committing to this rebuild, trying to contend, they're not good enough to contend. Like the team they have, but Damian Lillard is not good enough, and they've done a bad job. And now they're at a time frame where it's like you have young stars and you have Damian Lillard who's trying to win. And you got guys trying to develop. If you're Damian Lillard, you're not trying to wait on these guys to develop when you're 32 years old. You're trying to win right now. In Portland, there's no point of you recycling these young players, training them away to get Carl Anthony Towns and just lose in the second round or first round.
If Portland trades both of their first round draft picks and gets a superstar player with some other
they're
players,
not. They're not getting a superstar.
There's no one available.
If Portland trades Lillard, they're a bunch of idiots.
There's no one available. There's no superstar player available. That's the whole point. We're also
hold on.
Hold on. So if they trade
there's
Dame,
there's some players out there. What are you? There's some players out there.
Hold on.
We don't know what Jaylen Brown's gonna do. Kristaps Porzingis is gonna be out there.
Jaylen Brown's not going to Portland, man.
Kristaps and Dame's not getting.
Portland could definitely use Kristaps.
So you saying Portland is an idiot if they trade Damian Lillard? That's what you.
Yes, I stand on that.
No.
So they should keep not making the playoffs and losing in the first round. And
listen,
that's what you saying.
If this guy was getting you to the playoffs in his prime, you're supposed to show loyalty to your main superstar.
Why?
Okay, but they can't.
If he requests a trade,
that's the whole point.
If he requests a trade, there's nothing you can do about that. If they request a trade, then unfortunately you have to let him go.
Why? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Why wouldn't you trade?
Lillard has a better chance of getting a chip than Portland, man.
Hold on. Why wouldn't you trade your old superstar who's aging and you have the chance to get a young up and coming point guard like Scoot Henderson and rebuild your whole franchise?
Exactly.
But who was Scoot Henderson?
Who was he
anyway?
What do you mean? Scoot Henderson?
What you mean? Who's he? You know who he is.
He's one of the best young players to come out.
But I got him in the bag anyway. I got him in the bag anyway. So I could keep Dame. And I got him.
If he been trying to grind for my organization,
that's stopping his progression.
No. Portland has 2 first-round draft picks. Everybody, I think they got a pick that's 23rd or 26. They got the Knicks pick. They got future draft picks. You can trade those picks in an Anthony Simons and a Nurkic or somebody and get back something and pick up something in the free agency as well.
My point is this.
Dame is a superstar next to
I respect Dame for not running from the grind, period.
So you just sleeping on Dame.
Hold on. Let me ask y'all this one question.
Let
me ask y'all one question. So Pootie just said he respects Dame from running from the grind. And you can respect him
for not running from the grind.
I know. Give him all that respect stuff, that fake respect that you want to give him. Give it to him all you want. Now, if Damian Lillard retires tomorrow, without them championships or without running from the grind, where do you place him? Is he in your top 20?
He's Charles Barkley.
He still would be there. He would still be a Hall of Famer and superstar in my eyes.
That's not what I asked you. I said, does he even crack your top 20? Your top 20?
He can't be Charles Barkley.
Do he crack top 10?
He will probably be in my top 25.
Do he top 10
Oh
point guards all
I don't know about. I don't really know where to put him. I don't really know where to put him.
Respectfully, Damian Lillard is not even top 50.
But Pootie.
That's what I said. Dame retires tomorrow. He's not top 50. I literally just said
Pootie, listen.
Yo, you had a question for me? You had a question for me?
Yeah, let me ask you. You got it. My fault. No, you got it. You got it.
I just want to ask you if the 10 toes down model and stand 10 toes down and whether you win the championship, does that make Dame a top 10 point guard of all time? Staying with Portland his whole career?
Debatably.
I wouldn't say it's top 10. I
Debatably
wouldn't call him a
what?
top
It
10
ain't
point guard.
right. That's what I'm saying. So, but if he
What are
was
you
to
talking
go
about?
if he was to go to another team and win a chip, where would you put Dame?
You'll rank him
I don't
higher.
really know exactly. I would have to do some
How much does that
No,
maneuvering.
you'll rank him higher depending on how he plays. Gary Payton didn't rank any higher just because he's winning Miami. He didn't rank
There's
any
a
higher.
reason why Kevin Durant said it didn't really feel no different when he won those 2 chips in Golden State. You know he would have much rather won that shit in OKC.
But Dame, y'all crazy
That's a
about Dame
totally
is
different
debatable
team.
top 10. Y'all are tripping right now.
KD ran to the team that just beat him. That's the difference.
Debatable top
Point
10
guard all time.
But here's the thing, Pootie. I respect Damian Lillard. We everyone on this panel know who Dame is and respect Damian Lillard. It's the fact is that as an organization, it's the same thing every single year. There are better teams in the playoffs. There are better players, and the team is Dame can elevate your team, yes, but the help around him isn't good enough. And 2, I don't think it sounds good to trade away this and get a star player, but I promise you, none of these star players are available or want to come to Portland. Portland, like we said, is not really a free agent destination. And Jeremy Grant, he could resign, he could not. I'm saying if I'm Portland, it's better to give Dame Lillard, hey Dame. That's what I would do. Hey Dame, respect you, this, that. I'll let Dame choose what team you want to go to, and we're gonna rebuild and restart how for example, the Memphis Grizzlies did a couple years ago when they traded Mike Conley, Randolph, and they got John Morant. Yes, he's in some trouble right now, but their future looked good before he got into his situation.
All I'm gonna say is
that's an example. That was back in 2019. I feel like now it's Portland time to do that because there comes a time in the franchise where you have to come into the rebuild, kind of like even Miami, Miami. They're gonna get a star player eventually, but right now you gotta restart and rekindle. That's all I'm saying because it's a time frame, and plus Dame is getting older. Like he doesn't have that much year yet.
What if D-Rose stayed on the Bulls?
Bro got hurt.
What do you mean? He got hurt.
That is not why Portland can't win. Portland can't win simply because they have associated and tied themselves to too many bad contracts. And so if you look at the teams that have success, it's because they luck. If you look at the Warriors, the Warriors lucked into some really bad contracts for Draymond Green and Steph Curry. They gave them the flexibility to get players like to sign Jordan Poole long term, to have a whole bunch of flexibility to grow the roster. Portland will never be able to do that. Now that they've committed so much money to Dame, they have no flexibility to build the roster. They don't have the room. So again, the money that they gave to Dame is just out of sheer loyalty for staying there, knowing that he will probably never win a chip. That's the only reason he got that money.
Listening to people,
bro, they're just a poverty franchise.
He will never win a championship in Portland.
Poverty, but not great.
Never say nothing.
And
never say never.
You have to consider the fact, and you have to consider the fact that Portland is one of the worst free agent destinations. They don't get free agents. Nobody.
This is my thing, real quick. This is my thing. People keep explaining.
I love the city, but
why this 10 toes down narrative is 1 BS and 2 it just needs to die. It just needs to die.
What?
So I'm gonna raise. So hold on.
What are you
is
saying, bro?
Let me finish.
Explain this.
Listen. Is it easier for Damian Lillard to stay in Portland, or is it easier for him to leave?
Let me finish.
Let him finish.
10 toes down narrative has always been BS. The players never had the power back in the day to move. Lamont already explained that. Y'all keep overlooking that. That has always been the truth. So it's not that players didn't want to play together. They couldn't. They couldn't move. That's just the truth. Number 2, at the end of the day, you're not going to win by yourself. And it's always been about organization. Teams that are always going to get great players will be LA, Boston, New York. They'll find a way to do it. Portland's not going to be able to do that. Now Miami's on the map. Milwaukee's on the map. Denver's putting themselves on the map. But there's been certain organizations that weren't able to do it. The only reason why Cleveland's on the map is because of and what he's done there. So to sit here and pretend like this 10 toes down narrative is that these players need to stay there and just build up and hopefully win a ring. What did that do for Patrick Ewing? What did that do for Kevin Garnett? And
Look at what it did for Dirk Nowitzki, though.
what did that do
At LeBron's expense.
What did that do for Dave Robinson until they got Tim Duncan? Again, that's always been cap and it's always been BS. It's the nostalgia of the 90s that these players just didn't want to play with each other. That's bull.
That wasn't the original question. The original question.
Come on,
bro, you tripping?
Commenting on what I heard because I keep hearing people say this 10 toes down.
So I'm telling you the original question. The original question was, it's harder to lead.
It's not.
And get
No,
a
you know what?
championship
You know what? Let me back
than
on what
stay.
you said.
I'm saying
Wait,
it's
hold on.
harder to stay.
Let me add to what he said.
Let bro
because
say his question.
You're supposed to stand on your own 2 feet, bro. That's how I see it.
What he said about the organizations, right?
You don't even make sense.
All the GOATs who have rings played with the top organizations. Lakers,
Period.
Boston.
At the end of the period,
Bulls.
at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So when we talking about Dame, when Dame retire, he gonna get killed for not having a ring. He gonna be an afterthought.
I don't think so.
Yeah, well,
Y'all know what the problem is? People will blame a player for leaving a franchise that can't put winning pieces around them, but nobody want to talk about the GMs and the presidents of basketball.
We do blame the GMs.
Hold on, for not putting a good enough talent around your best player and your superstar for them to get there. Portland has never put a good team around Dame to get to the finals. So if he left, why would you be mad at him?
I mean, they did make the conference finals.
And they got swept.
And only that, like formula. I want to touch on this because when you got the
You're saying that if Reggie Miller would have left the Patriots, he would have a ring?
Used to the same player habits. When you go to multiple different teams to try to win championships, you got to learn new player habits, new player tendencies, and stuff like that. You got to basically rewire your brain for new and different players. It's harder to do it that way, bro.
Exactly.
The key thing that Lamont said, though, let me get this one thing off, though. The key thing he said, he left a top organization to go to Cleveland and win a chip and a lure, and that I don't think that's ever happened in the NBA, from what I know.
Let me ask y'all this:
leave a top organization and go to a team it's like going to Portland.
Clyde Drexler left the Portland Trailblazers to go play with a team. Do you think it was harder to win with Portland or harder to win with Houston?
Clyde Drexler
it would have been harder. It was harder to win with Portland.
Clyde Drexler
I wish Clyde would have stayed on Portland, but hey,
it's. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but I'm saying it is more difficult to be drafted by your team and try to win with that team and stay loyal and 10 toes down with that team than it is.
Look at what Dirk did. Look at what Dirk did.
Yeah,
as a free agent to go play with anybody you want.
Out organization.
It's harder to win with that original team.
It is. It's very.
What if LeBron got drafted?
Loyalty paid off for Dirk.
I mean, yeah, it got
yes, but it was hard. It took them 12
but
years.
Y'all now, you see, the problem is most fans aren't rewarding players in their rankings for loyalty. There's so when we say be loyal, where in turn do you reward Dame for being loyal in your rankings? Do you put him in your top 15 all time and say I reward loyalty? What guys in NBA history do you have ranked personally that you rewarded for loyalty?
I got Jerry West top 20.
He's still a superstar.
Hold on. Can I ask y'all a question? Do y'all have Kyrie over Dame since he got a ring?
No, Kyrie's not over Dame.
I don't have Kyrie over Dame.
No.
Dame is like I keep on telling you. Dame is debatable a top 10 point guard.
Did you reward Reggie Miller?
As a Knicks fan, yes, I reward Patrick Ewing for trying.
So is Patrick Ewing ranked in your top 10 or 15 all time?
No, and I'm a Knicks fan.
Center.
But why did you
his position? He's top. He's
in my top 50 something, but he's not.
About position.
He's not. If you put the competent talent around Ewing, that he could have had a championship?
Yeah.
So
but
why don't you have
even
them
though I
ranked in
felt
your
like
top 15?
they was good enough because they went to the finals in
They
'94
clearly
and
weren't good
'99.
enough because they don't have any championships.
No,
But
bro,
also,
you're
Pooty,
making
They
it
still
into
won 2
a
chips.
legacy thing.
but also,
But they
That's a
didn't
different.
win.
It's harder to stay 10 toes down. Now, for your legacy, you can do whatever
This
you
10 toes
want
down
for your
is crazy.
legacy.
They
I don't
almost
care.
made the conference finals in
So, hey, so,
1997.
How are
hey,
you?
They
so
just
Mac,
blew a
hey,
3-1
hold on,
lead.
wait,
That's
wait,
all.
hey, Mac,
But when
hey,
you
Mac,
say
can
I'm
it's
I ask
harder
sorry,
you?
to
but you
stay
don't get a
10
ring for
toes
being
down, it
loyal.
doesn't matter
Hey,
what
County
hey,
of
but
team.
also,
who
but
made
also,
you
Pooty,
capital?
Y'all telling
but,
these
But
players to be loyal, but y'all don't give them any
No,
credit for
we're
being
yeah,
loyal when
not.
they
We're
leave.
not. No,
but
that's not
doesn't
what
it
we're
matter
I am
That's
saying.
giving them
exactly
credit.
what you're
Literally what
saying.
you're saying.
but
But
hold on,
my
I'm
but,
giving them
your
credit.
original question that
but,
you said it was harder to
You don't
go
need
to
rings
another
to be an
team.
all-time great
But
player.
also, yeah, but also, Pooh, here's the thing. Like, yes, I understand we want players to stay loyal. I understand that, and like, I would love like players to stay loyal for X amount of years. But here's the thing:
Me too.
why should you stay loyal for a long time if player like we seen teams like the Celtics do Isaiah Thomas dirty? Like player, like if the team can get rid of you or do this to you at any kind of way, like the team really doesn't care about you, the
Literally
player,
just
They
said
as
did
much as you
do
think
him
it
dirty.
is.
I
Look at
get
DeMar
that.
So
DeRozan.
Shame
that's
on
the
the
thing.
Celtics organization for
Yeah,
doing that.
and that's the thing. That's the thing. And like, I understand, like, if it's like 5 years, 6 years, yeah. But if you're there for like 10 years, like I'm talking, like if you're there as long as Damian Lillard, it still hasn't happened. I'm not mad at if Damian Lillard leaves. He's been out in Portland
Me
since
neither.
2013, 2012, right? I don't know.
If
So
Dame
it's been
decides to
years.
leave right now, I actually would be kind of ticked off.
So
I
I
would.
mean,
I would be
and
kind of.
I'll
once
get,
you
yeah, I'll
Can
get
I
you
ask you?
See,
that.
why would you
see,
be ticked?
see.
Why would you
It's
be
dudes
ticked
like
off?
you that's the
Why would you be
problem.
ticked off?
A
Why would you
dude
be
could be
ticked?
loyal to a franchise, right? And then once he retires, what does it get him? Being
Hold on,
loyal doesn't get you a
but
ring. I'm
Pootie, hold
sorry,
up.
it
but
doesn't
but
get
Wait,
you a
hold up.
ring.
but if
Pootie.
players have to be loyal to the franchise, don't the franchises in turn have to be loyal to the players by
Yeah,
surrounding them
vice
with
versa.
competent players?
Yes,
Exactly.
they do.
Yes.
So what I'm saying
Yes, they
is,
do.
what's loyal about signing Evan Turner and Mo Harkless to $70 million?
Right. That's dumb
Yeah.
on Poland's part.
No. What I'm saying is, so
Wow,
are you
Mo
saying that
Harkless.
organizations can consistently make dumb signings, but the player still has to be loyal, and you're gonna be mad if they leave? They gave who's the big center who's not playing now? I
Nurkic.
forget his. No, the big
Is
white
it
They
dude.
should have traded him.
No, the big white dude that Milwaukee just picked up.
Miles Leonard.
Miles
Oh,
Leonard.
him?
You see how much money they gave Miles Leonard?
Yeah. And not
Yeah,
only
that's
that,
ridiculous.
and not
No,
only
what I'm
that,
saying is,
oh, my
so
fault.
if these organizations can consistently make dumb move after dumb move after dumb move, why do the players need to be loyal to them? And then not just be loyal, but be held to championship standards all on their back with no real help.
See, we don't want to talk about that. We just want to talk about, like I said, nostalgia grind. Try to get it out the mud. No, you don't. At the end of the
Yes, you
day,
do, bro.
these
Y'all
organizations
talking
will
about a
throw
whole.
you away
Y'all
as
talking
fast
about
as
a
they
whole
can
nother
to get a
And,
ring.
conversation.
and
So
do what's
I'm not
best for
mad
that
at
Let
any
me
organization.
ask y'all
player.
Thank you.
this.
Finish.
After losing to the
I'm
Pistons
not mad
3
at
times in
any
a row,
player.
what if Jordan decided to leave?
I'm not mad at any player.
Hold on,
You
Player is
retarded.
Booty.
hands
I
and
want you to
control
tell
their
me,
own
did
destiny.
Jordan
Goes down
have the
narrative has
option to
always
leave?
been bullshit.
That's the thing. Did Jordan have the option to leave, or did Jordan sign a long-term rookie deal just like Pippen?
Jordan couldn't go nowhere.
He
Did
could have.
Damian Lillard? Hey,
Jordan
did
couldn't
Damian
go
Lillard ever
nowhere.
have a Scottie
And
Pippen type
Pootie,
player on his roster?
and Pootie, if
No, he
these
doesn't.
players
Exactly.
had the freedom to move when Pippen demanded to trade, how come the Bulls didn't trade him?
Because Pippen was trapped in that deal.
How come? Okay, so what I'm saying is, I thought you just said they could leave if they wanted to leave. Pippen wanted out.
Jordan is their main dude. He could have left.
How?
Jordan wasn't going nowhere.
He
Let's
could
make
have
that
opted out his
Trade
deal.
Pippen. What makes you think they were going to trade Jordan?
He could have requested it, bro. Come on now.
Jordan wasn't going nowhere because the league was not a players' league back then. The owners literally own their ass. Once you signed those contracts, you wasn't going nowhere until they traded your ass. Period.
Let me
So,
after the
how did
contract
Jordan get
ran
out
out,
of
he
it?
could have
He
went. He
retired.
could have went anywhere as a free agent. I don't know about requesting a
Jordan,
trade.
when was Jordan a free agent, MacDuff?
When he retired,
Exactly.
nigga. When he retired and came
No,
back.
when was Jordan a
That's
free agent?
When he retired and came back.
Where'd he go to?
Hold on.
When he
hold
retired
on,
and came back.
MacDuff, when Jordan came back and was trying to signing for a new contract. Please tell me what he told the Bulls.
He only signed a 1-year deal.
No, that's not what he said. He said, give me what I'm asking or I'm signing with who?
New York, and
So
he
there was
only
no
asked
loyalty.
for 1-year deals, Lamont.
No, he said if you don't pay me what I'm asking for,
Correct.
I'm signing with the Knicks because they offer me ownership.
Correct.
It was all business.
Again,
it was
he
not
wasn't.
loyalty.
He could have went. He
It
could have
was
went
all business.
anywhere.
It was not loyalty. Jordan came talking business. Do this, or I'm going to the Knicks.
But Lamont, it's not even that.
Time out.
You are 100% correct in what you just said.
Would have been more
They're
money.
making it seem like these
Jordan
players in the
ownership.
80s and 90s could just pick up. They stayed 10 toes down because these organizations had their back. They did not. Like you said, a lot of them lucked into a lot of these situations. They really did.
So
like,
Charles Barkley. So Charles Barkley.
So what do y'all rank Dominic Wilkins then?
Shut up. Charles Barkley did request a trade.
Showtime anywhere else. Lakers. Larry's not
Charles
doing
Barkley
what he
request
did
a
anywhere
trade or
else but
not?
the Celtics. He's not.
Thank you.
Okay, but
You
you know one
obviously
thing we
don't know
didn't put out there. Are we not saying that Jordan's situation was easier for him to stay and win the chips? In his situation,
It was
being the
harder.
His situation was harder.
It was harder for Jordan.
Was not
harder for Jordan to stay on the Bulls and win chips.
Yes,
not
it was.
hard.
Hold on. How is it not hard to stay with that Bulls organization?
First things first, you can't go nowhere. Under contract,
You're
you're not
saying
going.
it was hard.
Not hard. You can't go nowhere. How is that hard? You can't.
Listen. What are you talking about? It's not. How was that not? It is hard. If
How
I'm
is it
locked
hard
into it.
Now, how
You're
was
being
Clyde Drexler
surrounded
able
with
to go to the
best players possible and the best coach possible, the best organization?
got traded
How's that? How's that hard?
Yeah,
I
Clyde
don't get that.
Drexler got traded,
Clyde
which
didn't
means
demand
it was
the trade.
harder to win in Portland than it was in Houston. He got traded. If he stays in Portland, he doesn't win a championship. It was
I don't know
harder for
about
Jordan
that.
to stay in Chicago and build up a team and a roster
hold
around
up.
him
You're leaving,
than to
but
get
you're
traded.
literally overlooking the fact that they built around Jordan. A lot of these players about they didn't build around.
The organization built. Yes, the
you're
organization
slow.
built around Jordan.
Listen to me,
The
bro.
organization.
Brad Stillers is building around Jordan.
Yo, you guys
If
got
you
me. I'm
get
going
traded-
against my own take. I
believe
came in agreeing with y'all. Now I'm going against it because Lamont actually put some out there that made
around
sense.
Jordan. Grant's building around Jordan. Tony Kukoc is building around Jordan. Dennis Rodman is building around Jordan.
They're
Robert
great
Patterson-
role players, but they're not like all-star, superstar
My
caliber
thing,
players.
what I'm
Acting like
telling
Jordan didn't have no help.
was building around Jordan.
Tell me something. Is Miami
that is
All-Star
not what we're
Is Miami
saying.
All-Star superstar?
I'll give y'all
what
Dennis
we're
Rodman.
saying.
Signing
That's
the
not
players
what
that
we're.
Jordan
That is
asked
not
him
what
to
we're
sign
saying.
was building around Jordan.
Hey Mac, can I ask you this question? Because you saying it's harder to the 10 toes down model again. I'm gonna bring it up. So you saying it was harder for Jordan to win in Chicago and build that team up? Can I say it was easier for Jordan once they put the right team around him? It was easier for him to win the title.
It may be easy because they actually won the title with those pieces that they had.
No, but it made it
Hey.
easier because of the pieces they put around him. So you saying it was harder for Jordan, but you're saying it was harder for Jordan to stay in Chicago and win. I'm saying it made it easier for Jordan to win once they put the right team around him.
Michael Jordan can leave if he wanted to. He signed a 7-year deal when he got drafted.
Oh, okay, you're telling me it was been easier for Jordan to stay once they build a team around him. Yes, I would think you would want to stay when you have a dynasty. It's easy. I get that point, but it took him 7 freaking years to win a championship.
Exactly.
Which means,
Anything could have happened.
hold on. Which means if you stay with an organization for 6 years and then on the 7th year you win, that means it took you 7 years to win. That's a long time.
I have a question for you.
Now, hold on.
Jordan
Let's just say
Let bro finish.
now,
Okay,
if he says now, if it took him 7 years with that organization to build 7 years.
LeBron left the Cavs in 7 years.
Correct. Correct. Which means it was hard for him to win with Cleveland. Now, if Jordan gets traded to a contender in the East, New York, if he would have got traded to Philly and went to go play with Barkley, that would have been easier for him to win.
Hold on, McDuff. Here's the point. I understand, and I kind of agree with what you're saying. Here's the problem. The climate and how we judge players has changed. Players in the media and fans will slaughter and slam players regardless if it's your first, second, third, fourth, or fifth, or sixth, or seventh year, if they don't win chips. Luka hasn't won a chip, and I've heard people consistently slam him for not winning a chip, even though we know he hasn't had a championship roster. People
Correct.
slammed Giannis for years. This is before year 7. People slammed him, saying he's choking, not being clutch, things that you would expect from very experienced 7 to 10 year type players. Y'all holding him to the standard of vets as these dudes are developing as young players. So when you guys start putting championship expectations on them in year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5,
because they're trying to rank them over past
hold
players.
on,
That's
Pootie,
why.
hold on. So y'all put that on the players. The players listen. The players hear the chatter. They hear the blogs. They hear the podcast saying that they choking and all the narratives that y'all like to drive towards them. And when they go chase championships on championship contending teams, then y'all get mad and say they did it the wrong way after y'all slammed them in year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for not winning early before they even had experience enough to even win. So if y'all want to push this narrative of stand with teams till year 9 and 10, and then the organization builds around you, I don't want to hear y'all say nothing about players choking early on. I don't want to hear you slandering no Lukas. I don't want to hear you slandering these guys till year 7, 8, 9, and 10 when we know they have that type of experience.
Real quick, let me respond.
Yeah, and Mac Def, you be one of the people right there at the forefront slamming these young players for not winning, even though they don't have 7 years under their belt or an organization that's willing to build around.
You're in a different conversation.
You be right at the forefront of it.
Hold on, time out. You're a big old hypocrite right now. No, let me respond. Hold on, bro. Let me respond. You're not gonna just talk and not let me respond real quick.
Y'all been slamming these players. Okay, explain your slander of all these young stars.
Put me on the big screen.
At least Jokic ain't leave.
No.
Hold on. You're asking a different conversation,
young stars for not winning.
Let me talk. First of all, you're in a whole different conversation. You're asked the first question was, is it easier to stay with your team and win or get traded to a contender and win? I said it's easier to get traded to a contender and win. It's harder to stay 10 toes down with the organization. Now, hold on. Now, do
you realize, MacDuff? No, because we can't gloss over that one fact right there. First of all, it's harder to stay with one team because you're only pulling out the individual scenarios when you talk about Jordan, when you talk about the Kobe's, even if you talk about Steph Curry, you're pulling out the individual scenarios. We're talking about some of the best organizations in basketball history. We're not talking about a Clipper team.
Stayed in Milwaukee.
You're talking about the worst organizations in history. For the most part in the NBA, we have a ton of bad GMs. There are a few good GMs, so why don't you talk about legacy? Why don't you talk about some of the players that have stayed on teams like Portland, who's had a whole bunch of bad. They had a bad front office. Dame hasn't won nothing. Dame will never win nothing. Why should he stay when the organization?
I'm not saying he should. You listen. There's two. You guys are arguing two different conversations. Hold on. Let me finish.
Made it easier,
it's harder. Let me answer your question.
No, there's no answering. I'm talking. Now, we just heard you chatter for minutes and minutes on end.
No, Lamont. No, you didn't. You talking about a legacy. You're talking about a legacy. I'm talking about.
I don't want to hear that. This is just lies.
I'm talking about how difficult it is to win a championship.
So I'm supposed to leave and go join my. It's okay.
I'm gonna let you banter and talk. Well, I've been listening to the noise.
No, you're wrong.
Y'all mad because players now have a choice to identify that organization knows what they're doing. I want to go play there. Y'all mad because a player now has the freedom to identify the good organizations that's going to give them the best chance to win championships, because y'all say it all the time. Players play to win championships. And if I can spot a good organization that knows how to win championships and build around me so I can start creating and building my legacy, why not do it? And then y'all try to fake like all of these players of the past were loyal when they weren't loyal. All of these players of the past have a history of demanding trades, wanting out of their organizations, complaining about their contracts, complaining about being underpaid. And y'all didn't care about that. Y'all didn't compare that these organizations were treating these players like dog shit. Y'all didn't care that Scottie Pippen was massively underpaid, was like the 200th highest paid player in the NBA for a while. and he was getting underpaid by the Bulls, and he demanded it. Y'all didn't care. See, y'all just want these players to play, be loyal, completely forget about the business of basketball, forget about their own legacies. Y'all want them to forget about all that, and then just cater to y'all little personal feelings of being loyal. Which is
how can he sit here and say it's harder to stay with a team when we saw Kevin Durant go to the Warriors and everybody knew they was going to win and they won back to back? How can he sit here and say it's harder to win with the team you stay with?
It's only harder when you're with a bad organization. Good organizations make it easy.
Exactly.
No, I'm directly answering this question, though, Lamont.
Kevin Durant did was
that was a
how
good
can he sit here and say
They
it's
made it
harder
easy on Tim Duncan
with the organization you stay with when we saw Kevin Durant go to the Warriors and we knew they were winning the championship? We knew it.
Because it was a home move. That's why.
Which means it was easier. Which makes it actually harder to do that because he went. Tell you why it was harder. He went to a team, not knowing he already went to a good team, right? And he had to fit in and find shots. What? Hold up.
No.
I'm sorry.
But your better
excuse me.
Go get your man.
Hold on. Your better
Who's the offense before he gets there?
Go get your man.
Before he gets there, who's taking the majority of the shots?
Wait, hold on one second.
Before he gets there, who's taking the
Once
majority?
KD got there, it was over. It was essentially over.
Hold on, y'all.
KD.
There have been more free agent moves that have failed with superstars and not worked than there have. KD going to the Warriors and it actually working and leading to a championship is rare. Most of the time, when Barkley moved and went to the Phoenix Suns, shit didn't work. When you can go back throughout NBA history, look at superstar movement to other teams, and the majority of the time it don't work. The majority of the time it fails.
Or it
you
might
have
take
more
a couple
examples
years.
of these moves failing. And Kawhi Leonard goes to the Clippers. Everybody said, "Oh yeah, they the championship favorite. They got PG," and that shit failed. And again, it ain't easy. Yeah, like so. The thing is, you can put yourself in the right situation. Like I said, the other part of the equation is you have to go execute and get the job done. And the one thing LeBron has been able to do, yes, he's went to situations. He's put himself in good situations because he knows the front office are going to do a lot of the things that he asks them to do. Second half of it, you have to execute and get the job done. And just even off this year, when the Lakers were trash, when they didn't get the job done, we see the Laker haters still slamming them, even though they had an inferior team and they knew they were probably not going to win it all. So if y'all going to treat LeBron like that, I need y'all to equally treat all these players like the Kawhi Leonards and all these guys that have been failing. Treat them all equally the same unless they've been on that team their whole career. Y'all don't. Y'all don't treat them all the same.
Because you said a lot of lies. About me. If you're talking legacy, I don't.
That's what we've been talking about.
Again, let me finish. If you're talking legacy, then okay, I agree with you. I don't care who plays with who. I don't care if you build a super team, you still got to go out there and win. That's what I've always said. And yes, you're going to get criticized if you don't win. Now, the original question you said, is it easier to go play with another team and win, or is it easier to stay with the original franchise and win, which is a whole nother conversation. Forget about the leg. Is it harder to win with your original organization, or is it harder to go to another organization? And I've said it's harder.
It depends on the situation. You don't even make sense.
Yeah, it depends on the situation.
Hold on.
If you get drafted to the Lakers and you stay with the Lakers, well, you probably know that
obviously we're talking about LeBron. We were talking about LeBron when you made when you said
LeBron on the flip side got drafted to one of the worst organizations in basketball history.
Correct.
And you're saying stay with the team that has a reputation like Cleveland Cavaliers and hope that they build a championship contender around you while you guys slam him for not winning championships, even though the
organization. Legacy. You're turning the question around. That's
so
legacy.
You get
and I had no problem.
Y'all don't even slam LeBron for getting to the finals and losing like the 2007 Cavs. Y'all know they didn't belong there.
I had no problem with LeBron.
At least he got them to the finals. with the team he was supposed to get them with.
I have no problem with LeBron James leaving. We're talking about, is it harder to stay or is it easier to leave? I think it's harder to stay.
It's different situations.
It's
It's easier for LeBron.
Let's look at his. Let's hold on. Let's look at his career. It would have been hard to win a championship his first 7 years in Cleveland. We all know that. If he stays in Miami after 2014, it would have been hard for him to win a championship with that aging team. So when he goes to Cleveland, he wins
But
a
he had already
championship.
left. The concept doesn't apply once you leave your original team.
No, hold on. I'm talking about every time he left. If he would have stayed with that team, he wouldn't have won with them. It would have been
With
harder
Miami?
and harder
Matt, okay,
each
Matt,
year to win with that team. Those are
But he
facts.
already won. So what loyalty did he owe that team to stay if he already won a championship with that team?
That's not what we're talking about. That's
point
not
you're
what
not
you're
getting
talking
from-
about.
So then what are you trying to get at? Because you really not making sense.
Listen to what
you're leaving out,
listen to
though,
what I'm
is
saying.
Miami.
Listen to what I'm
Miami's
saying.
gonna figure out a way. Miami's gonna
Your
figure
question,
out a
man.
way how to get back to the finals. They're not just gonna let an aging team age. That's why you're
D-Wade
talking
was
about
washed.
organization. The organization, it's a different type of organization.
Hey Mac, I'm gonna answer your question, Mac.
You don't know that.
First, listen. You said so. You basically saying I'm gonna just try to repeat what you said just to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. You saying it's harder. It was harder for Bron to win the first 7 years in Cleveland than it was when he got to Miami, right? That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay,
It was definitely
but I
harder to
could.
win.
But hold up. But I could argue when Bron got to the finals in 2011. It was hard for them to win because he ain't know how to fucking play with D Wade.
He chose. It wasn't hard.
But
He
no.
chose.
Okay, see, now you switching it up. Now you adding to the argument.
Nah, he choked.
Yeah, they got to the finals their first year. It wasn't hard for them to win.
Thank you,
It
Mac.
wasn't
Def.
hard for them to win. He got to the finals his first year. In 7 years with Cleveland, his first 7 years with Cleveland, he goes to one finals appearance in 7 years with Cleveland. He goes to Miami, then he goes to 4 straight finals. So which one was harder do I think? I think the Cleveland run was harder. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Oh, okay. That's the original question. Now, legacy-wise, I don't care that he went to Miami. Just go win. Just go win your championships. Did I fry LeBron for 2011? Sure, I did. Did I fry him for 2014? Yes. 26.
Hold
yes,
on. How you gonna fry LeBron for 2014 when Dwayne Wade averaged 14 points and Chris Bosh averaged 11 and 5? What are you talking about?
He had to be walked out due to cramps. Come on now.
So
14, that was
first of all,
2013.
cramps, really, that's what you're going to bring up. First of all, we've seen players win with teammates not averaging 20 points per game in only 15, 16. We've seen that. The reason they got their ass whooped is because they didn't know how to fucking play defense no more, and San Antonio was running them out the gym with that weak-ass trap defense that Miami was doing.
Yep.
The ball moves
Finals
faster
record
than the
margin.
trap defense.
So
yes, you got your ass whooped. You got
So he got his ass whooped in 2014. But like I said, when I bring up 2011, his first year, why can't I argue that year was harder to win than 07 against the Spurs?
First of all,
07 was harder.
The team, the reason it's harder to win in 07 than 2011, sir, is because the team that LeBron had in 2011 was far superior to the 07 Cavs. He had far more talent.
So were they superior to the Mavs? Because the Mavs ran through the Western Conference.
But the one element that you're forgetting is that when these super teams get put together, the problem is that one of the biggest elements of a championship team is chemistry, not talent. We've seen a ton of teams get eliminated because of chemistry issues. Like the Phoenix Suns had all the talent in the goddamn world. Between Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, no chemistry whatsoever.
The Brooklyn Nets.
So all I'm saying is, and salute to Dub's World in here. Salute, Dub. Hit that link. Pull up. We're going to be live for a little bit more. I'm going to drop the link for you. But what I'm saying is it takes time to get the chemistry element. And That makes you more of a contender than just throwing a group of guys together saying, I need you to go win it this year. That's what makes it hard.
That's with any
hardest
team.
part.
That's with any team.
That's what I'm saying.
The Warriors brung back their exact same championship team. They did not have the same chemistry as a team because Draymond knocked out Jordan Poole. The exact same team, the exact same formula and system, but they didn't have the chemistry.
They didn't have the exact same team, but they had a similar.
Oh my God! Stop it!
Hold on, wait, hold on. Did they not bring back Gary Payton? Was he not on that championship team?
They didn't bring back. Hold on. They didn't bring back Otto Porter.
Hold on, wait.
They didn't bring back. Hold
Y'all
on.
getting cooked. Y'all getting fried right now. Chemistry has to happen on any team. We already know that. With any team. With any team, you got to have chemistry. We know that. That's basketball 101. You got to get along with your team, and you got to have chemistry.
No, but Mac,
you got to know what everybody's doing.
Wait.
Hold on, but Mac, you build chemistry with what? Time. Now, you build chemistry with time. So this is why last year the Warriors didn't probably have the most talented team, but they had the most chemistry.
I know. Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson played their whole lives together. No matter how you
slice it, the Warriors were not as talented as
I know. Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, and Andrew Wiggins played their whole lives together.
All these new ways. They weren't as talented as the Celtics. They had more chemistry than the Celtics, and that chemistry was brought on from years and years and years of playing together. So each bring their own challenge. But the thing about the Warriors is that long term stand with one organization for a long time. That means you have to rely and you have to trust that you have a front office and an organization that's going to be consistent, and they're going to have the same goal as you as winning the championship. Damian Lillard, what happened this year? Damian Lillard got mad at the team. Why? Because they shut down and started tanking. That organization is not on the same page with Damian Lillard. And there's a ton of other stars. There's a ton of other stars that have to deal with a front office that's not on the same page as them. These front offices don't care about these players' legacies and how many championships. These front offices, most of them care about their bottom line, their dollar, how much money they can make. And if they can win a championship, okay, they'll get it if it's there. But let's stop acting like y'all try to tie these players to these teams. This loyalty BS, and y'all hold them to that standard. But no player, but y'all haven't rewarded one player in NBA history any additional bonus points in your rankings because they were loyal. You demote them all because they don't have the chips. So I tell all the players, go get however you can get them as many chips as you can, because when it's all said and done, nobody gonna care anyway. We gonna count the chips. We gonna look at what you did, your stats and all that, and that's how we gonna rank you. Y'all don't really care how they get them.
But Lamar, are we wrong for doing that?
AI is still a top 75 player, and he was loyal to the Sixers.
Lamar, are we wrong for counting the chips though?
No. What I'm saying is
that's what you play for.
That's a legacy.
Remember, when these super teams are created, it only makes the league better because it makes everybody else try to get better. Because when everybody stays the same, then and nobody's fighting to get better, and you don't see everybody staying
I don't agree with that. I don't know.
Hey, how you going?
Like Kendrick Perkins said, rings help your legacy, but they don't define it.
Hold on, how you gonna judge a player career if his team never put the winning pieces around him to succeed?
Well, then we're going to judge him.
We're going to judge the player for winning.
Was Dirk surrounded by consistent winning pieces?
No, that means the people that are claiming loyalty, you need to have a whole different criteria that gives a loyalty bonus.
Exactly. That's the point.
Giving nobody loyalty bonus.
Where's the loyalty bonus?
I'm not debating with you. I'm not debating with you. I'm not even.
I guess Dame need a loyalty ring, huh?
I didn't say nothing about. I didn't say nothing about loyalty. Name one time I said loyalty. Name one time I said loyalty.
Bro, but that's basically what you're saying. These players should be loyal to a team who can't put winning pieces around them.
Bro, if it's
the point is you're supposed to do it the hard way. Period.
No, it's not. No, I'm not talking about that's legacy. I'm not talking about that. It's
you want to make winning as easy as possible.
I don't care. I don't care if you join a super team. I don't care if Kawhi went to the Lakers with Anthony Davis. You niggas better win. That's all I care about. Go win the championship. Go win. I don't care about no super team.
You just said all you care about is winning.
And then I want to know, McDuff, I want to know, how do you weigh this? How do we judge Wade? Because that big three, they all went to Miami. They all agreed on Miami because they didn't want to go to Toronto or Cleveland. So do we put salt on Wade's name for allowing those two stars to come play with him, and because he didn't want to do it the easy way without them?
No, Dwayne Wade's a top 20 player in
Kind
my
of.
book. No, you don't. You can't blame Dwayne Wade for nothing. What are y'all talking about?
I kind of do got to blame Dwayne. Not gonna do.
Y'all are
Why are they conspiring though? See,
Chris Bosh should have stayed on
Dwayne
Toronto.
Wade.
Y'all
Yes,
are
he should have.
wildin'.
Chris Bosh should have stayed on. Okay, hold on, Pootie.
Wade won a chip by
Hold on,
himself.
Pootie. Tell me Chris Bosh's
I mean,
starting
he had
lineup.
Shaq.
Since he should have stayed on Toronto, tell me his starting lineup.
Yeah, I'm not
Toronto?
debating
I
Did you
kind
say
of
Toronto?
forgot his starting lineups.
Yeah, hold on, were they that trash?
Who you talking about? Toronto?
Kind of, yeah,
I'm asking
yeah.
Pootie. Since you say Chris Bosh should have stayed in hapless Toronto, that was trash. Tell me his starting lineup that he was dragging.
I don't really know his starting lineup. That's how
Carter
bad
there?
they were.
That's how trash they was.
Yes,
Bargnani.
So why should he stay on a trash team?
but eventually the organization would have eventually got you those pieces.
No, not every no, Pootie. Not
That's
every
not-
organization
that's
is
not
gonna
No,
go
I
around.
can speak.
My
I'm from
argument is
Toronto. I'm
different
from
from
Toronto, so I'll say this.
Why
Until we got
conspire to
Masai,
form a super
once-
team?
Look at the Boston
Toronto was
Celtics.
struggling
In
for
08.
years. That's why
They
Carter
did
was
too.
pissed off. Carter wanted out because their organization wasn't put together right at the time.
Yeah, especially after having 81 drop on them. But yeah,
Yeah, that too.
where do y'all rank Reggie Miller? That's my question.
What has Bradley Beal won and what has Damian Lillard won?
Nothing.
Bradley Beal hasn't won anything, but I respect him for not running from the ground also.
What is running from the grind? What is running
That's
from
what
the
I'm saying.
grind?
Hey, hold on.
When
So,
you gotta run and form a super team just to win.
so going to a better
bro.
team where you have a chance to win a title is running from the grind.
Hell no, it's not. Bradley Beal
The
lazy.
grind, the grind.
That's what you saying.
Yo,
Bradley
you guys
Beal
are
chose
forgetting
winning over a
why y'all
championship.
leaving out the
That is
bag
not
though? Y'all,
loyalty. Exactly.
y'all
I
are leaving out
believe
the bag.
they might actually wind up winning a chip in a few years. We don't know.
Bro,
You see,
my
the
God.
thing is though,
Bro,
a lot of the
writing on the
players,
wall for some of this shit. Come on, man.
you know
Come on,
what we
Pootie.
can't forget
Y'all
though, at the
bugging
end of the
out. Come
day,
on
a
now.
lot
This
of
shit
these
is
players,
blasphemy.
they have loyalty,
Pootie,
but
can you be
they're
honest
gonna
and say that
they're gonna
Bradley Beal chose money over a championship?
At first, that's what I was thinking, but as I thought about it, now I kind of see why he kept extending it.
wait, let me ask another question. Wait, hold on. Can I ask you a question? Are you saying Bradley Beal thought he could win in Washington?
Yeah. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
He chose the bag.
He chose money over winning. Let's be real.
So he's supposed to leave Washington just to go help somebody else? Are you
To help
kidding
himself.
me?
To help his career. You fucking idiot.
You the idiot. You the one that said.
Nah, forget that. You thought the Washington Bullets would try to win.
Bro, what you smoking, dog?
That's crazy.
Lay off that shit.
Crazy.
Bruh, you're on crack right now because you're saying that he honestly extended his contract just for the money?
Yes.
Come on now.
What are they? Oh my God.
What?
Hey.
Yo, is that a trick question?
Hey.
That has to be a trick question.
These
Hey, how
players
long
play
has
to win
Bradley Beal?
championships.
Hey, how long has Bradley Beal been on the Wizards? For about 8 years, 9 years?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Right? They ain't never got to the Eastern Conference Finals. So what the fuck make you think all of a sudden they gonna put a winning team around Bradley Beal? He chose money over
Not instantly. In a few years from now. In a few years.
Oh my God. He's 30? Ain't he like 31? How old is Bradley Beal? Like 30, 31?
Yeah, he's gonna be a grandpa.
He's somewhere around that.
He gonna be a great granddad by the time they get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Fuck no.
He gonna be off that team by the time they get to the second round.
You can say that.
They
shit.
probably will trade him. They probably will.
They gonna trade him.
It is what it is.
Old, though. Listen,
So organization can trade him, and it is what it is. But if
No, I still would blame the organization.
That's crazy.
I still would blame the organization.
If Bradley Beal would have
wants
walked
his legacy,
if he would have walked instead of signing
to the
that big contract, y'all would have said he was running from the grind, right?
Yes.
Bro, you delusional. Shut up.
So, but then,
Nah, bro,
if he stays and he signs that big contract knowing that they can't win, He's just not signing for the money.
He don't know if they can't win or not. That's the thing.
Pootie,
Trust
you
the
know they
process.
can't win.
That's what we go off. Trust the process.
He said trust the process with the Wizards.
Hey, this dude is living in
Can I say
2K.
something? Lamont, can I say something though?
Yeah,
Lamont,
I'm supposed to
can I
quit
say
on
something?
my team just because shit looks tough?
No,
Lamont.
you supposed to go to a better situation so you can win, so you can have a chance at winning the title, nigga.
Hold on. Pootie, how
this
many
is
more
crazy.
years? How many more realistic?
I'm surrounded by
years?
cowards.
Pootie, but how many years?
Hey, watch your mouth.
Hold on.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Hold on.
That's what it seemed like.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Yo, you guys are.
I don't care. That's what it seemed like.
Watch your fucking mouth.
Hold on, yeah. Hold on.
Bro, getting emotional.
Pootie, how many years of Bradley Beal's prime do you think he has left?
I would say about one or two more years.
Okay, so hold on. I would probably say realistically he has like 4. But so Pootie, what as an organization, how many years of existing in the NBA do the Washington Wizards have?
They have a lot of years of that.
So the Wizards have unlimited years to try to win a championship. A player, a good player might have a span of about 8 to 10 realistic years where they can actually be an impactful player in winning a championship. So they have a small amount of time to wait on that organization to start building around them, to make smart moves, to actually go spend money, maybe even go into the luxury tax to go put teams out there that can even compete. And then even once you get the right players, coaches, and system out there, it's going to take a little luck with regards to staying healthy and whatnot, making sure, because those things happen. You can't control it. And you have to keep that all together until you luck up and have some success as far as winning championships. But a player only has about 8 to 10 years for all that to happen. And you expect for these players to waste the majority of their prime with organizations that aren't doing those things. The Washington Wizards aren't doing anything to win championships.
That's a perfect example.
But you're blaming you would blame Bradley Beal if he decided to leave and say he was running from the grind when he's just really trying to get away from a bad organization.
The Wizards are a perfect example of that bad
get
organization.
What you're talking about there. Like sometimes you have to go. This is why veteran players don't like being stuck on teams that are rebuilding. They don't like being there because it's wasting another year of their NBA career. It's just a waste.
Hey, I just looked it up. Bradley Beal 29.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. He only has about 4 more years left of maybe prime, barring injuries, because you have to throw that in. Like you have to throw that in because players can lose an entire year or two just on injuries alone. So you have to hope and pray that these organizations just do right. And the thing is, Pootie, I never hear you slamming organizations for not building.
I do.
Okay, who? What was the last organization you slammed?
I slammed Portland.
When? Today?
Yeah, but also before Giannis won that chip, I slammed them too. Just not on this panel because I wasn't.
Hey. So if Dame leave, he running from the grind.
At this point, yeah.
Hold on, real quick.
Dame said it himself. He's not running from the grind.
Hey, hold on. So if Dame leave Portland, he running from the grind, but you could blame the franchise too, right? So which one is it? Is it the franchise fault if Dame leave, or it's Dame fault because he couldn't get it done?
I think it's on both.
It's both.
Yeah.
How? If they never put no winning talent around him to get it done?
Hold on, but isn't Dame doing his job? Dame's out there putting
up
this nigga.
Dame is doing his job. Yes,
so if Dame is doing his job, putting up the crazy, ridiculous stat lines just to even carry this team, but the organization is doing a trash job, making horrible decisions year in and year out.
Yep.
But and you're gonna blame him if he leaves, even though the
if he lose, Try again next year. If you lose, try again the year after that.
Y'all not gonna get through to this nigga. Move on, bro. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
Before we end it, Rudy,
Hey,
I'm
this
gonna
dude is
ask you.
delusional.
Y'all is crazy. So,
Rudy, I'm
You
gonna ask you.
y'all
delusional,
really,
dude.
that tells me a lot about y'all is that
I know,
y'all
no, but
run when
Rudy,
things get tough.
Rudy, I'm gonna
Nah,
ask
you
you.
just got a
you don't
mental
tolerate
problem.
niggas not fucking doing their job. That's different, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have to tolerate somebody not doing their job, bro. That's not me fucking not wanting to
Pootie, it
set the
takes two to
ground.
tango. And the thing is, if my partner not living up to their end, like, what you gonna do? Listen,
Hey,
You gonna compare a relationship to the NBA?
Hey, hold on.
That's what
Hey,
it
can I?
is.
Hey, Pootie, can I ask you this?
That's what it is, though.
Go ahead.
That's what it
Hey,
is.
hey,
Exactly what
Pootie,
it
check
is.
this out. If your best
Go
friend
ahead.
dying, right, and he needs some water to live, and you get him to the water, right, and he don't want to drink the water, that's your fault.
Nah.
Huh?
But why are you
Huh?
comparing that to the NBA?
No, I'm just saying,
What?
because that's how you sound.
Wait. Hey, Pootie, let me ask you. Hey, Pootie, can I ask
You
you a
are
question?
comparing guys leaving and starting over in new lives as running from the grind when they're looking for better situations.
That's my fan opinion. As
Okay.
a fan of the NBA, I can have that opinion.
Hey,
Come on
Pootie,
now.
all right, hey, Pootie, let me ask you this. So, did you blame Brian for running to LA when the organization traded Kyrie for Isaiah Thomas coming off hip
A
surgery?
trade that he might have wanted. Look,
Here we go.
There are
multiple reports out that said that he did not want Kyrie to leave.
Hold on, wait. So Pootie, so you blaming LeBron for running to LA when the organization traded their second best player for damaged goods?
when LeBron got back to Cleveland, I figured he could finally make things right. You leave again? Come on now. Yes, I
Hold on.
can.
LeBron, hold on.
You just made it to the finals.
They won the ring. Hold on, they won the ring, and Kyrie said if they didn't trade him, he would get surgery, so he didn't play that season.
Listen,
Y'all forgot?
Go ahead.
Somewhere where I heard they said that LeBron secretly tried to get Kyrie traded for Chris Paul. That's just what I heard. I don't even know about all the facts of it.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay. Now listen. Hold on.
It was
Wait.
a secret, and now you know the secret, huh? Somebody.
But hold on.
Yeah,
Even if that's true, even if that's true, Lamont. Even if that's true, that it was rumors that he wanted CP3 or Paul George, whoever. Even
It was
if there
Paul
was
George and
rumors-
Eric
Hold on,
Bledsoe.
wait. Listen, hold on. Right. Even if that's true, why would you trade your second best player for a player that's coming off hip surgery?
That's an
5'9"
idiot on the
and
Cavs
expect-
part.
Okay, so
Hold
why
on,
would you
hold on.
blame
That's
Brian?
the
organization.
So hold on, wait. So why would you blame Brian for going to LA when he's playing for an organization that did that?
You just made the freaking finals.
I just
LeBron-
made the finals. Hold on, wait. I just made the finals with Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie.
You
Yeah,
expect
go
me
ahead.
to make the finals
You know what?
with IT coming off?
No,
hip
hold on.
surgery?
I got this, Pootie. Go ahead. You made the
Instead
finals
of
with
running
Kyrie.
it
Then
back.
what else?
And
IT
so
coming
instead
off
of
hip
running it
surgery?
back, you go to LA?
Hold on. Well, who am I running
They
it back
made the
with?
finals with the second worst defense in the league. They weren't
Hold
making
on,
it back.
Pootie. Hold on.
Man,
Hey, yo,
Hey,
yo,
Pootie, you
yo,
know why
listen,
you don't make
rewind,
sense?
rewind 1 sec. Yo, when I came in, I went against what Lamont was saying. But you know when I stopped is when he said about the organization thing. So really, I have to think about it. I'm thinking as you guys are talking, I'm thinking maybe LeBron could be the GOAT because he knew when to leave. He said, I'm not going to be Barkley. I'm not going to be Ewing. I'm going to get my chips. I'm not going to
Yeah,
stay
I'm
here
not
for
mad at
10,
that.
20
No,
years.
but the thing,
I'm going to go to Miami. He got 2 chips there. He said, okay, now these guys, okay, let me get out of here. I'll go back to Cleveland. I'll form something there. Got a chip there. Okay, these guys are slacking. Let me get out of here. Go to LA. Got a chip there. So now you really got to think about that shit. That's
I'm
kind
not
of goat.
mad.
That's kind of goatish still.
I'm not mad.
I
I'm not
just
mad
wish
at that.
LeBron would have went
So
4-6 while in Cleveland. It would have made more
listen,
sense.
so Pootie, so did Brian run from the grind in 2018 when he went to the finals against Golden State with no chance to win? Did he run?
with Kevin
Did he
Love
run
and
from the
George
That's his
grind?
Hill, the
fault,
second
though.
and
Hold
third
on, but
best
that's
player.
Did
his
he run
fault.
from the
I know
grind?
you got swept in the finals after carrying that team. Yes, LeBron did
So,
all he could do. It just wasn't good enough.
but hold on,
But you run
Hold
it
on.
back. You
we
don't
got
quit.
Hey,
hold on. We
Pootie.
can't say
That's
run it
LeBron's
when he
fault. He didn't
played out
have
his.
no
You could
chance in
say
Hold on,
Jordan.
wait,
You could
wait.
say
Come on,
Jordan
man.
played
We
games
can't
where he
say.
wasn't good
Hold
enough.
on. We can't say run when he played out his contract. He didn't ask to be traded. He played out his contract. So we can't say he ran from nothing.
Why didn't he renew it, extend it, something?
Because that team wasn't good enough to compete for championships no more, nigga. Duh.
But hold on, that's not.
He's giving these organizations a pass.
If we being honest, like I don't know what Pootie's talking about. Like you got to get up out of here. But
Like, I don't know
if we're being honest, can we be honest real quick about 2018 and that
All right, let's
whole
do it.
year?
Let's be honest.
LeBron, he didn't have no chance in the finals. But you gotta kind of blame him for those trades that he made in the middle of the season and how you trade 6 players and only get 4 back. That's garbage.
6 players. Dude, hold on. Do you know who those 6? Hey, hold on. Do you know who those 6 players were that he traded?
Isaiah Thomas,
right?
Dwayne Wade, Jay Crowder,
Derrick Rose.
Who else?
Amon Shepard.
Who else?
Amon Shepard, and I forget the 6th one.
You know what I think he's seen there?
Hold on,
LeBron James.
Hold on. Let me give a salute. I gotta give a salute to a couple people who hit the Cash App. Hold on, let me give a shout out real quick. I just had it on my screen. Salute to Chris, and then salute to I think it was Edward. Hold on 1 second. Damn, I can't find it now. But I'm about to shut it down. Yeah, I got to get this one shut down, man. I got to get out of here.
All right.
Appreciate y'all pulling up. It was a good conversation. Hold on, let me. I think I got it right here. Yeah, salute. No, salute to my bad. Sure. Salute to Malcolm, and salute to Chris, man. Appreciate you guys. He said Bertha. Oh, that's Bertha. He just pulled up. Salute to King Bertha, man. Appreciate you. But let me let you get your take before we get up out of here. So you definitely hit the Cash App. I got to show you some love, man. What you got on this?
I think the craziest part about this argument is just that it's very team based. Like it matters what organization you go to, because if your organization has a team that never builds around you to succeed, it doesn't make sense to say that you're running from the grind. If you're on a team and 4 of your other players are trash, and after the game you lose the game, you change teams, it's not running from the grind. You're clearly better and your team is trash.
Completely agree.
It's either the organization can't build around you, or you're not good enough as an individual player. But too many times people try to have both, and it doesn't make any sense.
I agree.
Completely agree.
Like nobody slanders KG for leaving the Timberwolves. Nobody does.
I kind of do. I kind of got to get on KG for that.
He played 20 years in Minnesota.
What you mean, bro? You supposed to?
Hold on, Pootie. Let me ask you one question. Did you slander Kevin McHale for getting in trouble with the league for that illegal contract with Joe Smith, and they lost all their first-round draft picks, which is one of the reasons why they couldn't build around KG?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because that was stupid on his part.
You didn't even know that happened. You probably just found out right now. See?
No, I didn't.
See, the organization.
So why do you blame KG?
So you blaming KG for something that the organization tried to sign Joe Smith under the table with some shady deal, got caught, lost a ton of draft picks, couldn't build around them. And then KG, even after staying after that, decides to leave because KG still stayed a little bit after that. But he saw
like 15 years.
Yeah.
He went to a super team with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen. Like, come on now.
He put himself in a better position.
Steph Curry must be your GOAT.
Keep telling the story.
He went to a great organization.
How old was he? You calling him a super team, bro? KG stayed with the Timberwolves for fucking 15 damn seasons, bro. They had to force that motherfucker to leave. Literally.
Yeah, but one thing is, KG should have just said no. He should have just said no. He should have just said no. I'm gonna stay 10 toes down.
That's what Joe Dumbass would have did. That's what Joe Dumbass would have did. KG didn't need
you the dumb one because why you?
KG got
he told them no. He told them no.
I smell cap. I smell cap.
All right, y'all. Look. I wish I could stay live a little bit longer. I can't, man. I got it. I appreciate y'all pulling up, man.
Shut up.
Yo, enough respect, Lamont. You don't know, man.
Lamont. Salute, Lamont.
Salute,
Cody.
Hey,
my last statement is when things don't go right, run. And I'm out.
All I gotta say is Pootie, stay off the crack, man.
big fan.
Hey, salute Pootie, salute Mac. I don't know everybody else's name up here, but salute to y'all. Salute
Yeah,
to
hey man, we saw a lot of new
Salute to
faces
y'all.
up here, man.
Salute.
For sure.
Pootie, put the pipe down, man.
Yeah,
always said
chill, bro. Y'all crazy.
Look at Wild Wild West. Why you gonna come at the last minute knowing we about to shut it down, man?
Man, I asked for the link, but I get at you again when you going live again, bro.
I'll be back live tomorrow, man.
All right, see you. Peace out, man.
All right, y'all. All right, Chris, man. Salute, man. Appreciate it.
Salute, fam.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all, man. Hey, look. FYF Sports, man. Another good conversation, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up, man. There's a lot of new names in the chat, man. At least maybe these names aren't new. Maybe I'm just not paying attention to the chat as much as I should. But some of these names look like NBA King, man. Salute, man. I saw you in the chat, man. Supporting with the comments. George Henderson. I tried to get you back in, but we just had a full panel, and I had two people in the backstage. It was hard for me to just get people in and out, man. But I just got to come up with a better system, man, to get people in and out the chat, man. But I kind of wanted this to be kind of a more of a freestyle conversation, man, like it was today. So again, appreciate you guys for coming in just with good debates, man. Kobe out. Yeah, facts. It was a good show. Facts. I definitely like that, man. Good conversations. We kept it basketball. Stayed on topic, man. Probably developed into a little bit more than what I wanted to, but I'm fine with that. Fine with that. He says George is a hater. Yeah, George is a hater. George is an admitted hater. He is an admitted hater. On the way out, y'all. Show a little support on your way out, man. If you can, support the show with a Cash App donation. Again, salute to Malcolm and salute to Bertha, man. Coming through in the Cash App to support the channel, man. Definitely much appreciated. If you can support on your way out, man. Hey, look, y'all, look, we're going to get back to tomorrow. Make sure you come back tomorrow, man. We got 4 more. 4 more, y'all. 4 more. Amazon gift card giveaways. We're going to be doing another Amazon gift card giveaway, so make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. When's the next show? The next show is going to be tomorrow. But we're going to go live a little earlier because I'm trying to go live before the game starts. Miami Heat play tomorrow, so we're going to try to go live before the Miami Heat game. So I'm trying to just get more consistent with the lives, make sure we're going live at least 4 to 5 times a week. I got to get back to my uploads as well. He said, I'm not trolling with that title. That title was just a question. You can't troll with a question. I'm asking y'all a question, and I dropped the link so y'all can come up here and try to answer the question. So, I mean, I'm not about to make a statement of fact unless I know it's a fact. Is LeBron James the GOAT? That's a question. I don't have LeBron as the GOAT. So I'm not going to make a title saying he is the GOAT. But I'm going to be fair to players like LeBron. And if he does things throughout his career that elevate him, I'm going to be fair and give him credit for the things that elevate him. And I've kind of told you guys how I feel about my rankings and where LeBron James might fall once he retires. But as it stands right now, I still got MJ over LeBron. Facts, Eminem. The title does bother haters. Yeah, it doesn't. It shouldn't bother most people. It's just a question. It is what it is. But look, y'all, man, appreciate y'all pulling up, man. It's FYF Sports, man. We're gonna be back live tomorrow, man. We're gonna be talking about the playoffs, man. We got a lot of stuff to cover. Salute to Uncle Suge, man. I saw him in here. All right, before we get up out of here, y'all need to check out Uncle Suge's link right here, Underdog Fantasy Sports, man. Promo code Suge, SUG, right, for that. If you want that $100 bonus, that fantasy match bonus, man, y'all go to Underdog Sports, man. $100 on the first deposit, man. Promo code Suge, SUG, man. Y'all go check it out. Download the app, put in that promo code Suge, man. And again, you want to get that in before the game start tomorrow. All you're doing is betting on the over-unders. It's very easy to do, right? And if you're new to fantasy sports, this might be the best platform to start on. So make sure y'all check it out. Salute to Uncle Suge as well, man. He helped us put that Gilbert Arenas interview together. So we always got to show him a little love over here. But it's FYF Sports, man. This has been another great podcast episode, y'all. We're going to be back with more sports and news. Until then, it's FYF Sports. Yeah.